Welcome to the Block Sitdown. This is the 1 Foot In podcast. We take 1 foot into the college football world, the college football realm, and today we'll be doing the post game of Week 4. Cover some games we liked from this slate. We talked about a couple games during the pregame that we liked. I think we moved like one or two games out and in. But if we took one of the games out, I'm gonna be talking about on a 2-minute warning or the 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill is gonna be me talking about a lot of games that pretty much every group of five. I'm not every group of five, but every power forward team that played this week, pretty much, and just going over it. But before we get into all that, we got some news that we need to cover first. But before that, how y'all doing tonight?
We tired, bro. That's all I know, bro. We tired, bro. So that's
for sure. Tired, but we got a lot of things we need to get to. It's probably gonna be a longer episode. We got every team that pretty much played for the last week of the regular season, including the Army and Navy game. That's the only thing that's left. Week 15. Shout out to that tradition. But we also got coaching carousel. VJ, how you doing though?
I'm here.
Same.
he's always here, bro.
I'm here, man.
All right. Do you want to go?
Yeah, let's do the news.
All right. I don't know if we got everything from the coaching carousel on a couple of these what's it called, like links I got. But we're gonna be taking a look at ESPN for all this. We got the grading of some coaching hires, but also this coaching carousel article, so we can run into it. And yeah, let's just get into the first one. Is there one that we need to talk about over the other?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say yeah. Let's go. James Madison. Bob Chesney's out. Bob Chesney is the replacement of Cignetti 2 seasons ago when he took the job to Indiana. Only been there 2 seasons, and now is being hired at UCLA. And the biggest thing about this coaching carousel is signing day. National Signing Day is 2 days after the end of the regular season, or 3 days, whatever it is, just a couple days after the regular season. So most of these teams like to fire their head coaches or like to have somebody in mind when they do fire somebody, and they want to get somebody in and out seamlessly. And the biggest name that's not going to be on here is Penn State. Penn State obviously famously fired James Franklin months and months ago, and it's pretty much this guy doesn't want to be at Penn State. This guy doesn't want to be at Penn State. We've heard names here, there, everywhere. I think VJ even got interviewed for the Penn State job. So yeah, pretty much anybody in a mob can fucking get the Penn State job at this point, or at least to get interview there. So they're like at the end of the day, it's just like they're about to go to National Signing Day with James Franklin having a job and filling all their players, pushing all their players, their commits, all the above, and potentially lose a lot of people. And just because they jumped the gun and didn't have like a seamless replacement, they're looking like they're out to miss out on a lot of people. Hopefully, who's it? Terry Smith is their interim head coach.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's the guy for them. But he doesn't get the formal like he's gonna be the guy for us. So it's gonna be very interesting. I'm here. Fucking Brian Harlan could be interviewed for the job. Kalani Sitake at this point is gonna be I guess wanted by Penn State. I heard Sitake's not really interested in that job either. So yeah, good luck Penn State. The job, the hiring, firing, the whole head coaching shit over there is I think Penn State kind of over chewed their value. I think they thought they were more valuable and more sacred of a job. But shit, I guess not. But yeah. Anyways, back to.
I got a tiny thing about the Penn State thing. The tiny thing is it's kind of funny. I just seen bro, people is paying attention to like flights being taken over there, bro. They're saying, bro, there was a flight from Columbus, Ohio to Penn State. I'm like, what the fuck, to fuck State College? I'm like, what the hell? People, I didn't even know. I'm not gonna lie. I guess it makes sense that you could like see what flight is going to where.
It's I'm pretty sure it's mostly the private jets. That's what they did with Lane Kiffin, all these message boards. This is what they do, bro. They did this shit. I remember when fucking I think it was Satani was in free agency, and basically it came down to the last couple of days, and they was like tracking him. He was supposed to go to Toronto. There was a flight from like LA to Toronto. I was like, oh shit, fucking Satani's gonna take a visit to fucking Toronto, the Blue Jays and all that. All the above, bro. They do this with all these big. I remember it was a couple of basketball situations like that, but Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's like I'm for the Brian Harline thing. It was like the private jet service. You could look on the website and you can request like when you request a jet, you could look at like all the other routes of the jets or something like that. I think that's what it was. So it's very interesting. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like it's just crazy to me that like I mean who else is requesting a private jet from Columbus, Ohio, to State College, bro, around this
Yeah.
time? I just I just hope they're not just rumors. Like I hope people not just making up shit. Like Ohio State's in a 12-0 right now, about to go into the biggest game of the season, if not one of the biggest games in the last 10 years for them. I guess it's 1 versus 2. It doesn't get no bigger than that. I just hope fucking he's like locked in, and I probably know he is, but it's just like weird because the Kentucky shit is popping up now. This I don't know what to believe anymore. But it's definitely it gets serious, man. I remember when they was taking pictures of Kiffin. I think it was like he was in Gainesville for the Florida shit, bro. It was like real weird because he was with his family and shit, just looking at whatever in Florida. It's just funny.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
I only bring that up because this is my first time seeing that shit where you could just track these like private flights and shit. I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy. I did not know that shit. So I only brought that up. I don't know if there's other people out there who didn't know about that shit because I definitely didn't know. But yeah, that's all.
I would assume so. I mean, for more as in like national security type of thing, because
Yeah.
like you gotta. I'm assuming you gotta list a flight somehow, somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't just like unattendedly, take a flight somewhere. No, like off the record type of thing. I feel like that's some like national security type of risk.
Yeah.
So I feel like now it's got to be documented in that sense. That's my only thing. But like the fact that people are in tune that deep though.
Yeah,
Is like,
that's the
I'm
part.
Like, damn. I'm like, damn, man.
That's the part where it's like I'm like, damn, bro. They do they have it all the shit pulled up and just ready for something to hit like Columbus, Ohio State College? Oh shit, we got somebody. Or it's like we got fucking I don't know. That's crazy.
I think it's more you could like probably like backtrack it to where like I mean it's just more like I don't know how many like private jet companies there is out there, but I know there's not a lot of them. There's only a couple that actually do like public shit, like have a public map of like the shit. So they probably backtracked to where it was like incoming flights to State College, and they know like it's around this time where like coaches could jump in and out these flights in the middle of the week to go do these interviews, but they gotta do it real quick because they don't got time to waste. They can't just wait on fucking natural flights and public flights and shit. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
To be fair, you gotta include like people is probably chirping from both sides. Of like someone from Columbus is probably like, "Yo, we just got a fucking flight script coming in from here to fucking Pennsylvania," like type of thing, and then vice versa. Like someone over there is like, but I say someone over there is like, "Yo, we need to open up a fucking like air deck or whatever. We got a incoming flight coming in at blah blah blah. At this time it just hit us." I'm like, like there's so much chain in this, so I wouldn't be surprised honestly if like some damn random fucking worker got told like, "Yo, we got a flight coming in at fucking I forgot the time. I remember seeing it like 11, 12, whatever it was. Yeah, we got to open up this deck for them to land." Like, oh shit, like coming from where? Columbus? Oh shit, blah 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 type of thing. So
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not surprised though. This shit gets very serious, bro. Like, usually, like, I remember the Otani shit was crazy because like, it basically came down to I think it was Toronto and then obviously eventually the Dodgers, and that's LA. And he was at the Angels, so the Angels was also in LA. But basically, bro, that whole LA to Toronto like flight, bro, they was tracking that shit, bro. They was really like oh they was looking at different flights and like which one could it be, bro? They're like, oh, this one gotta be Otani. This one he's gotta be thinking about it. He might sign it today, bro. Bro, he's landing at 7 a.m. Like, bro, they're tracking his whole day, bro. And I'm like, yo, I think I've tracked his hotel at this point, bro.
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
But yeah, without further ado, we can get into it. If y'all want to, James Madison up first though. Bob Chesney, like I said, hired at UCLA. UCLA had their whole interim head coach thing going on. But UCLA is one of the programs that needs some type of I would say rebuild for the football. It's definitely not gonna happen overnight. But especially for next year, it's gonna be very interesting because you got Nico Iamaleava coming back, but you need help with him. Someone needs to try to turn this shit around. And Bob Chesney's like the biggest thing that y'all see for a lot of these struggling Power Four teams that have a history of struggling is going to be them taking a chance on a G5 guy, and you can't do nothing but just be like, hey, at least they're trying to do something that's different. You never want someone like a UCLA to grab somebody that's already at their peak. Bob Chesney is far from that. So yeah, I don't know. I just go through the list. Y'all stop me whenever y'all need me to.
I mean, well, I'm gonna start right here. UCLA. You saying they should just do a fresh restart? Does that go with them switching to SoFi too, or do you think they should still stay at the Rose Bowl? Because I'm seeing there was like, hey, they should go to SoFi, SoFi, right? Make that whole switch and make the Rose Bowl like the forever home of like the national championship game. Instead of like switching at the
national championship.
Yeah, like
shit, I don't give a fuck, bro. Just stop being ass, bro. That's all I ask. What's the fucking games? Holy shit, bro. Like.
I don't know. I was just saying that people was like, hey, if UCLA want to get up out of there, hey, they might well just get out there, bro. The Rose Bowl is such a infamous like stadium. You might well make that the permanent home for the national championship game, and it's like, I guess, neutral. It will always be neutral, I guess. I don't know.
It'll be neutral because they're not gonna play in it ever.
Exactly. That's exactly.
The only thing I would say, bro, is I like consistency. So like I don't like the bowl games being even in the playoffs at all, bro. Like I hate that we have I kind of like it though because we won 3 wings last year. Like that's pretty fucking cool because we played fucking like two bowl games or whatever. I don't know what the fuck that shit is. I don't like that, bro. Playoff games is playoff games, bro. You shouldn't get a ring because you made it past 1 round of the playoffs. Like I don't like that shit, bro. It's either all or nothing. Like you either get a ring at the end of the season or not. And if you get out the playoffs, that's where the Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Cotton Bowl, whatever bowl is played, bro. Like that's the only thing I have with the whole bowl game scenario. But for UCLA, I just think like you're taking a risk on a guy like Bob Chesney, bro. At least you're trying somewhat. You're paying your quarterback fucking however much he wants, bro, to fucking dance around in that pocket, bro. At least get some players around him to help him dance around a little bit more or do a little bit less. Yeah. BJ?
Shoot, I mean, at this rate, it just sounds like UCLA needs to fucking win enough games to earn the Rose Bowl goddamn trophy at this rate, bro. Honestly, that's what they should do.
Yeah, they need to win at least fucking 6 to get in the fucking bowl game at least. That's all I ask. Cheez-Its, Pop-Tart, Fiesta, get into a bowl game, buddy. All right, Coastal Carolina, Tim Beck out. No real hires. Coastal Carolina, brother. I think they're damn near a baseball team, bro. That's all I know them for. 2018 over 3 seasons. No one really cares. What is this? Beck was fired the day after the Chandlers ended the season with a 59-10 loss to James Madison. Was not competitive there, and then lost to South Carolina the week before. So yeah, they lost to 2. I guess decent teams, bro. If you count South Carolina as decent, bro. But you basically got blown out twice in 2 weeks. Tulane, John Summerall out at Tulane. Going on to bigger and better things, and that bigger and better things is Florida. I think he's like an offensive minded coach or something like that. So he's gonna bring his offensive mind to Florida. Hopefully, that's something that can get a ball rolling out there in Gainesville. But what the biggest thing we took from this was I'm pretty sure Lane Kiffin was on the phone with John Summerall, and they basically talked about it like, hey, you want to go to Florida? That's fine. I'll take him out my fucking top 3, and I'll just make it the LSU Ole Miss thing. And we'll talk about Lane Kiffin a little bit later. But the biggest thing was John Summerall and Lane Kiffin did talk about this. And John Summerall was like, and Lane Kiffin was basically like, okay, John Summerall's the guy for this job, and basically took his out the bag. But yeah, John Summerall basically went to Troy, made them a 2-time Sun Belt champion in 2 years. For Troy, and then moved up to Tulane. Tulane's obviously a contender last year, and then this year now for the American. So yeah, he's basically moved up twice in the last 2 seasons, and basically been doing his job. And Tulane's a decent team this year, and entered and got like a transfer quarterback that's pretty decent, and obviously have a chance at the playoffs still. I'm pretty sure he's gonna still coach for the rest of the season. But yeah, he got his little hat in the Florida shit going on. Anybody, anything?
Nope.
So, I like Summerall. I think it's a good hire for Florida. Hopefully it's a guy. They wanted a proven guy. Lane Kiffin took his head out of the basket, and it's like, hey, shout out Summerall, already in Tulane, decent. South Florida, USF, interesting hiring. Alex Golish, out there. And UCF been doing his thing. Was competitive at the start of the year. Kind of fizzled out. 9-3 this season at the end of it. And yeah, he's now hired at Auburn. I heard Auburn had a guy in mind. Maybe a home run hitter. Late, I think Saturday, and the deal kind of fell through. And whatever happened. But they was able to kind of backpedal and get Alex Golish signed and hired on the Auburn staff. There was a chance DJ Durkin was still going to get this job. Didn't get it. But yeah, USF and Alex Golish. This is an underrated hire. And hopefully Auburn can go back to their winning ways because, yeah, the last hire pretty much wasn't that competitive, man. Memphis. Ryan Silverfield had been doing his thing in Memphis. You hear Memphis possibly been able to take the step up to the Power 4 level a couple years now. This guy's been the reason why. Ryan Silverfield, I think he's on the younger side. Yeah, 46, 50 and 25 the last 6 seasons, and he's hired at Arkansas. Arkansas was one of them names that could have been in the running for James Franklin potentially. They had their hat in the basket for James Franklin, and them not going through. And Arkansas has definitely been looking for a head coach. Another couple other names connected to them. But Ryan Silverfield's, as I said, as long as you take a chance on a G5, and Ryan Silverfield and his winning ways is able to go to Arkansas and try to flip around this program, it's very interesting. And yeah, I think Arkansas could do. That's the best they could do with their whole situation going on there. UConn, Jim Mora out. We talked about this I think last week. Jim Mora is out, hired at Colorado State. Colorado State's not the best, but they're one of them teams on the verge of maybe blowing everything up. UConn also notably had a lot of transfers enter the portal right after this news and right after the regular season. I'm pretty sure they got like 7 or 8 wins this year. Not the craziest, but Jim Mora is a good guy that Colorado State can take a chance on. Cal, just the Wilcox, we know after 9 seasons he's out over there. I'm pretty sure they're looking at Oregon's defensive coordinator. I think he's a former player that played at Cal. I think he had like some coaching, like offensive line coach or something like that, or a defensive line coach when he came out of college or his collegiate career. So yeah. Hopefully, Lupo or whatever the Oregon defensive coordinator's name is can help turn around that program. But he was definitely the number one pick from fans to everybody in the program. They wanted him to come back and coach them, and that's what he's going to do. Obviously, Penn State, James Franklin's been out. Trent Bray, been out. Oregon State, who they hire? Was it Oregon State that hired Eric Morse? Or is that Oklahoma State, bro? I forget, bro. I get 2 programs mixed up, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Something State, bro. Who knows?
But yeah, Oregon State basically been terrible with Trent Bray with 2 seasons, but they've had to replace Jonathan Smith, who left with Aiden Childs to go to Michigan State. More on him later. Trenton Dilfer out at UAB. We knew that. He got fired like 3 games in. And North Texas looked like they hired Neil Brown. Interesting. Hired December 2nd. So they literally just updated this like a couple hours ago. So yeah, Neil Brown is basically going to try to hopefully have some players retain. But yeah, it's Oklahoma State actually that Eric Morse is going to. I knew I'd be fucking up. The field jobs. Kentucky. Mark Stoops is out after that embarrassing loss to Louisville where they lost like 41-0. Yeah. This is the SEC, right? I'll talk about more of them later when I go over the game. But Will Stein hired from Oregon, the offense coordinator. So Oregon now has lost their offensive and defensive coordinator as of this point. But yeah, Mark Stoops, like obviously been there for a long time. But cutter bully or not, this team, I mean, the last couple of seasons hasn't been the best for Kentucky. Paid Calzada fucking $1 million to sit on that bench the whole year. Very interesting move because he only played like 3 games. But yeah, shout out Kentucky. Hopefully they can find their guy and try to be competitive in the SEC. Michigan State, in Pat Fitzgerald. Couldn't tell you who that guy is. Didn't do my little research on him. But Jonathan Smith, after 2 seasons, only 2 seasons, 9-15. I think he's like 1 in fucking. I don't know, but they fucking skewed the shit, bro, because they got fucking wins and losses taken away from him. He's basically fucking damn near winless in the Big Ten. No, Jonathan Smith came over with Aiden Childs. Aiden Childs got benched with like 2 or 3 games left in the regular season. Aiden Childs has 1 year of eligibility left. He needs to go somewhere at the G5 level probably. But Jonathan Smith's out at Michigan State. Jonathan Smith was supposed to bring him and his guys and try to flip this Michigan State program that's been struggling for the last, I don't even know how long, whenever that scandal started. But yeah, continue to struggle. And yeah, they hired Pat Fitzgerald. So yeah, there's that. Yeah, Deshaun Foster out, fired. We knew that. Bob Chesney hired. We just talked about that. Ole Miss, Pete Golding, promoted from defensive coordinator to full-time head coach. Ole Miss fucking loses their fucking head coach and immediately hires a new one. Shout out Penn State. It's been like 3 months since they fired fucking James Franklin. Jesus Christ. Lane Kiffin, though, hired by LSU, and this is the biggest move today, to date. Yeah, and Lane Kiffin had a whole saga where fucking I think he wanted to address his team. He had something scheduled like 9 a.m. He went to LSU and was like, or not LSU. He went to fucking Ole Miss and was like, "Hey, I'm trying to coach this team. How do we go about doing this?" They was like, "Yes, you could gather your belongings and leave the building ASAP." On some salty shit, and basically Lane, I heard it was like a yelling match. He kind of just wanted to coach his team further, man. He just wanted to look out for the players, and Ole Miss giving him an ultimatum is kind of crazy to me, bro. I know it was like overshadowing everything, but I ain't gonna lie, bro. Lane tried to go about it a certain way. He threatened to take his offensive. He threatened to take all of his coaches and poach all the players and whatever happened, bro. But yeah, and then Lane was basically like, if you're not on this flight, you're not getting the job at LSU. And I think strength conditioning coach, fucking offensive coordinator that eventually went back, and fucking a couple other coaches actually did jump on a flight with him. And yeah, they were basically tracking this flight all the way from fucking Ole Miss to LSU, bro. I'm hearing people touching down on fucking LSU. Fucking, there was a reporter, I think it was Marty Smith from ESPN, bro. He fucking driving through the woods to get this interview on the tarmac of fucking, bro, Lane Kiffin, bro. This shit was crazy, bro. So shout out him and his journalism. But yeah, Lane Kiffin goes to LSU. I would say is the most shocking because it's kind of like, well, you didn't answer the question if you're gonna stay at Ole Miss. If you want to stay at Ole Miss, yeah, you're gonna stay at Ole Miss. Just say that. And he wasn't gonna do that. And I think the biggest thing for Lane is, I don't think really the money, but it was just more culture and just who gives me the best chance at recruiting, NIL, all this shit. Who can help me continue to be successful? He's turned around this Ole Miss program for the last couple of seasons, and with Florida kind of like out the way, I feel like in the last couple of days we kind of figure out like, oh yeah, he doesn't want to go to Gainesville. I think Florida, he's not trying to rebuild a program that's struggling. He just wants to jump in for Louisiana State. And yeah, with Brian Kelly struggling in his 4 seasons, and struggling is 34-14 in LSU's eyes. Lane Kiffin now, like people said, he's not the best head coach in college football. I don't even know if you consider him top 5, but this is a guy that's the best on the market. He never shot down that he wanted to play somewhere else or coach somewhere else, and LSU was ready for somebody to jump in a proven head coach. Is Lane Kiffin proven? That's questionable, but he turned around this Ole Miss program in the last couple seasons, and now Ole Miss is in the best regular season, best record they've had in forever. I think ever. In their whole history, which is crazy to think about because Ole Miss is in the SEC. Lane Kiffin made them competitive, and all the NFL guys that he's been able to create out of Ole Miss is impressive because it is Ole Miss. And the record this year, I think, speaks volumes of what Lane is as a coach, being a player's coach and just a funny guy in general. Now it's looked like he's turned from the superhero to the villain after this move, and I think a lot of it needs to be blamed on the college football calendar, and then you gotta blame just Ole Miss for giving him an ultimatum, but also Lane himself. He got to take some blame as well because how it went down, I know he's going to regret that eventually because, I mean, they gave him an ultimatum and he just He just chooses to jump ship, and you can't blame Ole Miss for not letting him win the coach. Because, bro, he's gonna get on fucking Kewan Lacey's ear, who's a true sophomore that fucking leads the nation and running touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, and Austin Simmons, who's a fucking true sophomore as well, a quarterback that's on that bench. Hey, bro, come play with me at LSU, bro. We got that IL money. Oh man, y'all getting paid. What the fuck? Like, no, get the fuck out the way. You don't need to adjust the players. We'll have our new our new head coach talk to him. And that's the end of my TED Talk. Do y'all agree, disagree, or have any thoughts, comments, concerns? Is there anybody wrong in this situation? Completely
I think
wrong.
they're both wrong. I think they're both fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Is almost wrong for just and not letting him like finish out the season.
I think I think as a morale thing, I see it from both sides low key now, like kind of like thinking about it more, just like I can understand from Ole Miss side, like, nah, like you want to jump ship, we don't want you here type of thing. I can actually do like kind of understand it better, but it's also in the sense of like the extra stuff that came out, like the whole like argument, yelling whatever, the 9 a.m. type of thing or whatever, just because it's kind of like it kind of sucks knowing that like you this is the guy who did turn around y'all's fucking program. You can at least let him fucking talk to the damn, like, if you don't want him to coach, I can understand that, whatever that may be, whatever, but you can at least let the man fucking talk to his players for one last time, for example, like just like, yeah, blah blah blah, this, it's been a great time, hope you guys do whatever, blah blah blah, and you roll on out there. Obviously, don't get me wrong, like I could definitely see where he's gonna maybe poach a little bit, I could definitely understand that, but let the man have his talk at least. But for what he did to at least that program, he at least, in my opinion, I think he deserves that, at least that goodbye talk per se. But after that, it's like I could kind of validate the fact that you don't want him to kind of be in that building. Like you might as well just go, man. Like you already accepted it. Just it was just mess all around. Obviously, how it turned out at the end from both sides, but it's just the way how it flies, man. I think LSU. This definitely put him in a good spot to do something, get him back in that form at least of being consistent, because I feel like it's just been all over the place, kind of how it's been. I feel like now they'd probably be like a solid, like I could probably say at minimum they'll probably be an 8-win team at minimum, go like with Kiffin there. So obviously there'll be a couple seasons where they might look better at times, so we'll see how that goes, but I could definitely see him just being an 8 flat minimum for like however long Kiffin's gonna stay there, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, the only thing I want to add on to VJ thing, like a little what he said was basically, that's basically how I feel. If anything, all I wanted was, if anything, with Tulane just like, hey, or at least when he's discussing with LSU, like, hey, I'm definitely interested. I'm probably gonna accept, but hey, okay, I need to go finish out this season with my team right here. Like, it's like this is the best regular season they had in their entire history. So it's like you might well let's finish it out, end it the way you want to end it, instead of just having this situation right here where you don't get the chance to end it, having the best regular season you ever had in Ole Miss history. So that's the only thing I want to add on to it. Just like I wish he just was like, hey, we'll talk about it after this shit. If you find somebody, okay, well maybe that's probably not what he's gonna say, because obviously LSU has the NIL and the probably the recruiting factor, and so he probably definitely didn't want to leave that up in the air. But then again, it's like he's doing well in Ole Miss. It's like, well, if somehow he was to miss out on LSU, I think the trajectory of Ole Miss will just continue to go up for him anyways. So, yeah. VJ?
Yes, VJ.
I think the only thing I want to like kind of ask you, not ask, but like kind of put as a counter per se, because I kind of could understand that, like, yeah, let's deal with it after type of thing. But in hypothetical situation, what if they were to win it? Then what if he told him like, I like the job, I'm very interested, but let me do with this. And then next, they let's say they actually end up winning it,
winning the national championship.
Then it's like you kind of, I won't say you verbally gave your word, essentially saying like, I'm very interested, we could definitely work something out, but I don't know. I feel like that would definitely be more like awkwardness.
damn near be the perfect cherry on top.
Yeah, exactly. If
Like,
anything,
let me
he
get
had
the fuck up out of Ole Miss now,
yeah,
bro. I
he-
gave you a championship. Shut the fuck up.
he has like more of an advantage. It's like, hey, Ole Miss, I gave y'all everything. Y'all should be happy. LSU side's like, hey, I'm a fucking national championship winning coach now. If anything, y'all need to add more to it. Add more to what y'all about to give me. Because if not, I'm gonna just stay with Ole Miss. And so it's like, at that point, Lane Kiffin would definitely be more in the advantage stage of, in their contract speaking stage. So Ole Miss would definitely want to really keep Lane Kiffin. LSU would definitely want to take Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. But in this scenario, Lane Kiffin was the one at the disadvantage. Like, obviously LSU wanted a head coach, right? But it's like, what Cam says, like, is he a proven coach? Yes, no, you can argue about it, but he's not a national championship winning coach yet, or we'll see if that ever happens. But LSU, I felt like they had a little bit. Lane Kiffin want the NIL, want the the status of playing in Louisiana, and all that other stuff. So it felt like that's just how negotiation works. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is we need to talk about the college football calendar, because the reason, I mean, he's had to jump ship and figure everything out is because LSU got the #1 player in the country ready to sign with him coming out of high school, bruh. And he was right there ready in Louisiana State University in Lane Kiffin's offense, like fucking legs crossed, ready to meet Lane Kiffin when he came, bruh. I seen his ass taking pictures and shit with him already. I'm like, yo, he just landed like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing, bro. Is like, bro, hey, bro, you got a national signing day, bro, and we don't have a head coach. How the fuck is #1 player gonna sign with us, and you don't know what the future's gonna look like? Yeah. So I think it goes both ways. Ole Miss want to know too. So I just think it's kind of like petty that they don't want Lane Kiffin to coach, but I also understand them, bro. You can't be mad at it, bro, because I feel like it's some type of respect earned. But the biggest thing to take away from this is Lane Kiffin turned down potentially having like such a crazy job security where his job is probably never gonna be on the line until he's like fucking ass and have losing seasons at Ole Miss, back-to-back losing seasons or some shit like that. But he raised the bar for Ole Miss football 110%. And he basically threw all that away to take this job at LSU that's very prestigious. And, oh, buddy, you're going to have to win games. You're going to have to win some games, bruh. And Ole Miss took a risk on Lane Kiffin when Lane Kiffin was at like a low point in his career. Like, obviously, it wasn't at the lowest, but, bro, not a lot of people wanted Lane Kiffin when he got hired at Ole Miss. He had a lot of shit going on. And yeah, Lane Kiffin was able to lock in, brings the Ole Miss program from the ground up, and now he kind of turned it all away. And I understand the villain story. I fuck with it. But, man, LSU is a prestigious job. You got to win games. So if you're really good at football, Lane, we don't give a fuck about the tweets, bro. Win some football games. That's what they do down there in Baton Rouge, bro. So you're gonna have to do that shit for sure. All right, we talked about Florida. Billy Napier's the ass head coach. Doesn't have to call plays on offense. But John Summerall is back in, or not back in. He doesn't go too far from Tulane. Stays in Florida. Goes to Florida and Gainesville. Figures that shit out. Talked about Auburn. Talked about Arkansas. Stanford is going to be very interesting. Former player for Stanford. And I think Washington Commanders, I think offensive coordinator Tavita Pritchard got hired a couple days ago. He's gonna take over the program from here on out. I think it's decent. It's kind of you just taking another risk on a guy, but this guy was in the NFL, so it's pretty decent. Nothing too crazy here. It's just one of them guys that's like always former player. Is at a high level at the NFL. Let's see what he can do over here. Talked about Colorado State and the Jim Mora hire. Eric Morris at Oklahoma State, James Franklin at VTech, and then Kent State, probably one of the worst FBS teams for the most part. Fire Kenny Burns has a 1-23 record in 2 seasons, so yeah, she's not going to go over there at Kent State. Pretty ass every single season. And yeah, you got a promoted from an interim head coach October 30th for Mark Carney. I did not know that. Good for him. But also, good to talk about is I've been seeing a lot of shit on this side. Sataki gets a new deal with BYU. Cal targeting Yes, Oregon defense coordinator, talked about that. But you got like an Eli Drinkwitz out of Missouri. I think he read up on a deal. Josh Heupel out of Tennessee may have got a new deal. It's like all of these looming coaches that didn't get hired on this list is pretty much got a re-up on their current team. I don't know about Matt Campbell out of Iowa State. I definitely heard that some people pulled out, bro, after Iowa State kind of had that terrible season. But Iowa State was never good at football, bro, before this season, bro. Remember that shit, bro, or the last couple seasons. And Matt Campbell's been able to make that shit competitive. People need to kind of like realize that in the grand scheme of things. Let me run through this. Obviously the Michigan State thing, I think we talked about. Yeah, they just grading all these. I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything, any big hires. But yeah, the biggest thing, yeah, I see the Washington coordinators. This for the Tavita Pritchard thing, Washington Commanders staff and shit, whatever. Shout out Andrew Luck, Virginia Tech. Okay. I probably missed a couple re-ups on coaches. But yeah, the grand scheme of things is pretty much out the window for coaching and the coaching hires and all that. Just interesting, bruh. Man, Penn State doesn't got a fucking head coach, bro. It's National Signing Day. That shit's fucking insane to me, bro. Desperate is what I call them.
Who's left on the table for Penn State?
Brian
Campbell,
Campbell, honestly. Matt Campbell, honestly, Cam just kind of said it. He's the only real like big coach, at least he's been talking about. At least what Cam said, that like I guess is still on the table because I don't.
Oh, I know somebody. The bald guy out the Giants that got fired recently earlier this year. Brian DeBoer. Brian DeBoer. DeBoer. Yeah, I think he's connected. I think he's a former alumni at Penn State. And I think he was like good friends with Nick Saban and on his teams. And he was one of the guys in and out the college football and NFL shit, bro. The shit at the Giants didn't work. I think they pulled his card too early, in my opinion, because he had a lot of injuries, bro, this year. But yeah. He said he's that interested in playing at the college level and obviously the Penn State job. And I think he was even spotted earlier this season, like a couple of weeks ago, in like a Penn State fucking zip up to get his newspaper or some shit, and paparazzi got his ass after he got fired. So there's that on the table, but it's just interesting, bro, because you got all these donators in these athletic directors' ears and shit, telling them like, bro, this man James Franklin just lost a third game. Get him the fuck up out of here. We'll pay for whoever gets over here, bro. We'll do the whole contract. This is how I just assume it's gonna go, or how it went. And now you fucking 2 months after the shit, bro. Well, James Franklin just took all your recruits. It's National Signing Day. You got like 2 players or 3 players like now that's still like fucking somehow committed to Penn State. But buddy, if you don't think that transfer portal is gonna bring a lot more players hitting that portal, boy, you got nothing coming to you, bro. You lucky Penn State's even got Terry Smith that the locker room gets behind, bro. Because I think, they had a point where, bro, the players want Terry Smith as a permanent head coach, and I think they might have to do that, bro. And fans are kind of on the board with it too. But it's just very interesting because you made this firing without not having a real plan, I guess. And it's like everything you try to go against and try to figure out all fell through. I just think it's funny, bro. I just think it's hilarious. Because you think your job is way better than what it is. And now Stuckey was like, oh, hell no. Penn State calling me. Yo, BYU, come on. Get the contract signed up. Get the contract made. Sign that shit instantly. Penn State, shut the fuck up. That shit's crazy to me. It's funny because they're going through all their options, bro. And then they now went to Sataki. Oh, shit. Fucking Brian Hartline's fucking rumor now. Yo, Brian Hartline does not want to go there, boy. You got national championship to win again. All right, ready to get into these games?
Yeah. We should. That's what we're all here for.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, we're here to talk about fucking...
Here the yaps.
Brian Hartline private jets.
Yeah. Any more private jets?
We start out with the Atlanta game. We got the Georgia Bulldogs, number 4 in the country. I guess goes on the road. They basically just traveled like 2 hours south to Atlanta. Played in the Georgia Dome, or not the Georgia Dome, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium now. And won 16-9 against Haynes King and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, who's ranked 23 now. Interesting. But yeah, you got fucking Gunnar Stockton having 70 yards throwing, 42 yards on the ground. This is just a fucking defensive minded game, bro. Zachariah Branch was the only fucking Georgia wide receiver with double digit yards. Very interesting. But yeah, what y'all see from the game, bro?
Yeah, bro. It was just like
A lot of Haynes King.
a whole lot of Haynes King, whole lot of just running the ball, whole lot of every throwing the ball is gonna be a screen pass. And for Georgia, it's like, oh, let's throw this bitch along, up, interception. Same thing with fucking Haynes King. Let's throw the bitch along, up, interception. All right, back to Georgia, back to just throwing it short. And who is it going to? Zachariah Branch. And then for Georgia Tech, it was just, well, we try to throw that shit long, interception. We're not doing that shit again. Let's go back to running the ball again. And then it just, I mean, it's like Cam said, it was a defensive game. It's like Georgia Tech felt like, you know, they could have done something, but like I said, you're going against Georgia. You can't. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but you gonna try to ground and pound Georgia? Kirby fucking Smart. You really think he's gonna let that shit happen? So, you know, Georgia Tech felt like they were fighting an uphill battle. Okay, maybe not Georgia Tech. Fucking Haynes King felt like he was fighting an uphill battle. Basically the whole time, to be honest. It just, you know, the play just to run the ball. I don't know. And then one time he did take a chance, you know, to do an interception. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was overthrown, and whoever went up to grab that shit props on that guy. I'm not gonna lie. And that's all I got. BJ.
I think the only thing I got right from this is like, I definitely said it was going to be a close game. not by these points, but it was close, all right. I mean, yeah, it was definitely just one of those gritty type of games. I mean, to be fair, you kind of, I don't know what to expect from this type of game nowadays, bro. I swear, like these last two years, bro, it was high scoring or higher scoring than most people anticipate. You know, some bang outs, overtimes. This one, bro, I kind of snoozed off in the fourth, bro. I was like, yeah, I don't think anything's gonna change, man. But nah, I think Georgia got the dub. I mean, they got the rivalry win. Kind of, you know, just solidified their dominance again, giving a little BTA to Georgia Tech. Of course, I think it's like 8 in a row or some shit like that. So,
no, bro.
I mean, kudos to them. So, I mean, now, this game had no implication in terms of overall SEC wise, and then vice versa. The Georgia Tech has no implication in ACC wise. So, it was just a nice little rivalry to watch, and I mean, Georgia got it done. Nothing else I can really say after that.
I mean, Georgia Tech just needed somebody else to step up. That's kind of been a thing. Whenever they lose, it's kind of like Haynes King got to do everything. But it was more like Georgia's not gonna let Haynes King beat him. Like, he's one player, so they kind of game plan around him. And yeah, it was like, yeah, we can stop Haynes King, but we can't score a fucking shit for ourselves, bro. Yeah, fucking one touchdown in this game, man. It came from Zachariah Branch, bro. I don't know where Dope is. I don't know where all these reliable like receivers and tight ends. I couldn't even tell you if they played, bro. But I'm just like confused on like how we get to the back end of the season, bro. And fucking Georgia scores 16 points and is able to win against a ranked team, bro. Like that it's like, it's not just a ranked team, it's an asterisk because it's Georgia Tech, bro. It's like, bro, Georgia Tech like kind of like had it as close as they could, bro. And they just couldn't, like, I don't even know, bro. They couldn't even get a lead. I mean, they were up 3-0 at the start, but bro, after that it was kind of like, bro, Georgia Tech kind of had them in the grasp of like, yo, we got them in a close game, but we get Haynes King the ball back to back to back, and we just got to settle for field goal after field goal after field goal. It's unfortunate. But the outcome is what most people expected Georgia to winning. And now they go into the playoffs or SEC weekend. And they have a game in that SEC championship. It's gonna be very interesting. But their season continues to live on. Not in the playoffs, but then the conference championship. So yeah, not much to say about this game, unfortunately. Not much offense played. And now we move on to the Texas game. Kind of a shocker. Texas A&M, number 3 in the country, 11-0 going into this game. Was going to see if they're going to finish out their season 11 or 12-0. Ended up being 11-1. Lost by 10 points to number 16 Texas. That's now 9-3 on the season. And yeah, they won 27-17. Arch Manning looked decent out there, but I think it's that backfield that helped him a lot. Him using his feet for one, and then Trey Wisner looking like a fucking monster out there, bro. That's the only thing they needed, bro. They needed a run game to be established, bro. And that dude was fucking, every time he touched the ball, bro, I felt like he was gonna fucking get a first down, no matter how it looked, bro. So yeah, Shout out Texas for doing something. And then it was like, yeah, Texas A&M. It was like, oh, we got the Marcel Reed where he's gonna throw 2 interceptions. What can he do to battle out of that? Not much. He's gonna lead the fucking team in rushing, so he's gonna kind of like help the team as much as they could. But this is a backfield that you thought could actually do something. And it was like an EJ Smith, Ruben Owens backfield that's been pretty decent for them throughout the season, but. Yeah, 3.7 average for Ruben Owens on the 13 carries for 48 yards. Not gonna help you get it done, bro. So yeah, there was that, and then it was just like the passing game just wasn't up to the level. We got a healthy Mario Craver back, so that was interesting to see. But yeah, they counted for 180 yards passing from Marcel Reed. But yeah, definitely looks sluggish there. BJ, how you feel?
Oh, I mean, this is definitely one of the bigger upsets for sure on a rivalry weekend per se.
Sure.
I mean,
Friday game, right?
Yeah, literally like late Friday game, man. This shit was kind of insane. I was watching it through and through. I was like, yo, because at first it was low key. Hey, that was low key kind of doing their thing, and then I was like, I'm like, man, like there's holes in this A&M defense. I just don't know if fucking Texas will capitalize on it. Next thing you know, I think Trace Weiner. The first play I saw that gave Texas hope was like a 40-yard bang, like run from Trey Wiseman or something like that. I don't know what it was. It was a deep run. I was like, yo, Texas might have found the recipe. And then afterwards, it was basically just Texas running the ball. Overall, though, this was definitely a funny game to watch because I was also watching this with my guys, and one of my guys is a Texas fan, and he was watching it. And he was getting pissed off because at first they were losing. This is when he was watching it. And he told me, yo, I'm getting off. Let me know what happens afterwards. Because he said in his words, when he don't watch things happen, the other team starts winning. Like his team starts winning. Bro left, Texas started winning. Shout out my boy Manny, because I don't know what the hell he was saying with that, but hey, kudos to him, man. So that's all I can really say. I mean, this is definitely a big upset. I guess it gives Texas hope. I say this is more like a momentum builder than anything, just because the chances are kind of grim still to kind of make that 12. But this is definitely like a good build off. I mean, you know, you beat I guess you could say your in-state rivals. So nothing all I can really say. How about yourself, Rack?
Yeah. I mean, we all assumed that, you know, Texas A&M was gonna get it done, and we all thought Arch was gonna fall short, but that's not how it went this time around. Marcel Reed, I said it last week. Hey, if Marcel Reed had those type of game where he throwing them interception, hey, and Texas is up a couple touchdowns, like compared to what South Carolina did, Texas is not gonna let him come back. That's exactly what they did. You know, I'm pretty sure Marcel Reed threw a fucking pick late, and that basically sealed the deal. Like, hey, that was the last thing you needed. Y'all was already down, and the passing game wasn't already clicking. Like, fucking, you got the most rushing yards, so it's like, you know, you try and do everything yourself, and it just didn't work this game. And this is honestly what Texas wanted. Texas wanted that very, what's the word here? The very, not close game, but very gritty, very, you know, making Marcel Reed definitely work for that shit. And obviously Arch not having the best game, but he still did his part. Whenever the team needed him, he showed up. He showed up, especially, you know, having fucking 53 yards. That definitely kept Texas A&M on their feet, and definitely opened a lot of windows for Texas. And yeah, this just went the way of Texas. Unfortunate for Texas A&M, honestly, to fall short. And obviously, who else would they fall short to? And that would be me in Texas. But yeah, shout out to Texas. They're 9-3 now, ranked number 16. I don't know where they're gonna be in college football playoffs, but I don't think that's still up in the air, huh? To see like where it is with them.
Yeah,
they're gonna need a lot. That's the best way I tell you.
And
Bro. They're gonna need a lot.
Yeah,
they're gonna need like fucking. They're gonna need
a lot of favoritism.
They need witchcraft, bro. That's how much help they need, bro.
They got the logo on their side. But yeah, after the game, fucking Sark went on his little rant about the shit. He's like, "Do y'all want us not to play non-conference games? Cause our loss is to the number one team. Like, but he was number one going into the season, bro. You're the one that fucking fizzled out, bro. But yeah, like my whole thing is, bro, if you're gonna schedule non-conference games, then cry about at the end of the season, bro. I don't go fuck if you schedule non-conference games, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be scary. Fucking maybe not lose to fucking a 4-8 Florida team, and maybe you're in, buddy. I think that's like the biggest thing you need to take away from your season, bro. Not that the Ohio State lost. No, not the Ohio State lost. The Florida lost. You lost to DJ Lagway, buddy. Figure that shit out, man. But yeah, I just hate when people cry about it, bro, and then gotta make their cases. Like this is what I try to avoid, bro. Because I'm watching the game and I'm in the third quarter. I'm like, bro, Marcel Reed just beat the shit out of fucking Texas, so we don't gotta hear nobody argue about Texas being in the fucking playoffs. They got 3 losses, bro. Like there's 2 lost SEC teams that need to be over them, bro. And even then, they might not even make it, just because their logo. I feel like, but yeah, like I hate the crying shit. I hate the whining shit because we're still gonna be like, even without Texas being in the conversation of getting a playoff spot, we're gonna have 3 teams, 4 teams that potentially should be there, and they're not gonna be there either. So yeah, this is why I just wanted fucking Texas A&M to win. So this is another team that we could just fizzle out, because I knew Michigan was gonna lose. So get them the fuck out of there. Texas, they lose, they need to get the fuck out of there. So yeah, unfortunately, didn't happen. Is what it is, bro. But yeah, Marcel Reed is definitely like the weak point of their offense. And he's the one that controls it all. And he ended the game with 2 interceptions on back-to-back drives. So that definitely didn't help. Now we got the Ohio State game. Ohio State versus Michigan. Ohio State beat the dog shit out of Michigan. Michigan over there fucking worried about playing defense on their own field, trying to block the block M instead of playing defense while the game was going. You had 60 minutes to play defense, buddy. I guess you didn't want to do that then. But Ohio State wins the game. We talk about in the Buckeye Fan Film. That's another podcast we do. We talk about only Ohio State Buckeyes. Talk about this game and the upcoming matchup for Ohio State on there. So yeah, Buckeyes end the season 12-0. So shout out them and for getting it done. And now we got the Vanderbilt Commodores. There's another team that's on the knocking on the door to playoffs. And Texas knocked. They got their shit shut in front of them. Vanderbilt, they're kind of peeking through the door, bro. The playoffs committee looking through it. Oh, Vanderbilt's looking nice. Oh, that logo disgusting though. They might slam the door on them. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Another 10-2 SEC team. Vanderbilt gets it done. Pretty convincing fashion on a Tennessee Volunteers team that has a high-powered offense, was basically able to shut them out in the second half. Tennessee was only able to get 3 points in the second half, and while Vanderbilt put up 24. Diego Pavia, 268, 1 touchdown. Had 2 interceptions though. Had able to bounce back from that. And it had 165 yards on the ground. This Diego Pavia stat lines that he just does normally, and that's just who he is. But I think the biggest thing is you could take is this Vanderbilt defense got after it. They got home 4 times, 4 sacks on the day. And yeah, Joey Aguilar had 300 yards, but couldn't get in that end zone a lot. Deshaun Bishop, even though he had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it was a big factor, I feel like there was more to be desired with him. But yeah, just basically Tennessee just couldn't. This kind of happened last week, bro. I feel like Tennessee just kind of didn't show up in the second half. And this just, I don't know what's going on with second half game planning, bro. But whenever they come out, they just come out flat a lot. And yeah, last week they were able to come out flat and win the game. I'm pretty sure against whoever they faced. I forget at this point, but yeah, Vanderbilt pretty much running the state of Tennessee at this point. Went to Tennessee and beat them pretty convincingly, bro. If this doesn't get them in the playoffs, I don't know what will. This is a top 20 win. Did in convincing fashion. Did it on the last game of the season. It's a rivalry game. I don't know what stakes you need, except make it a fucking playoff game maybe. I don't know at this point, bro. That's the only thing that can make this game any more bigger than what it was. VJ, how you see it?
Hey, I think it's definitely a good shout for Vandy, just because it's a good way to end the season. Definitely with a season that where they kind of had, I won't say a lot of doubt, but they had Vandy barked a lot preseason. They were barking a little bit. They were barking a decent bit.
It wasn't Vanderbilt. It was just Diego.
No, you're right. I mean, you're right. But
Same difference.
You got to include the team basically.
Yeah.
Bro.
If your quarterback talking that way, the whole team talking that way.
Your boss say that's the guy who's supposed to lead the team, man. So you got to include them basically as a together type of thing. But they were barking and they proved it, man. This is definitely a once in a while type of team for Vandy, and they got it done. Obviously, you just said in this game, man, and it's just more looking like in the hindsight of the future type of thing. Like what's gonna happen now, man? Because now we're in this all mix up of this team should be in, this team should be out, this team has a good case, this team doesn't have a good case, head to head. I mean, you like I said, you talked about that one a lot on the terms of these rankings. So we'll see how this turns out, man. Just because this is definitely one of these. Vandy's definitely one of them teams where like it's just they just make shit happen. I mean, I don't. It's kind of you can't really explain apart from that. They kind of make shit happen. They have a good coach. I think he just signed an extension, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. So overall, though, definitely a good shout for Vandy. I mean, this is definitely a once in a lifetime type of season for them. Well, not lifetime, but once in a while. You never see Vandy. I at least my time watching college ball, I've never seen Vandy with this type of record. So sounds like you need to get used to it, buddy, with that new flip they had.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Hey, man. That might be a big coming topic, man. Whatever we get to it, but that definitely could be huge, man. That could be the spark. Who knows? That could be the spark for potential other guys. So, for Tennessee, I mean, shoot. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is what Joey Aguilar's last year. I think something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's with Pavia, bro. He's at like 6 years, and he's on the lawsuit. Yeah. Him, Tommy Castellano, Diego Pavia, all trying to sue the NCAA.
6 years, 7 years, fucking 6, 7, whatever it may be. all that whatnot. At this point, though, I mean, sound like Tennessee need a quarterback. You know what I mean? Just saying. Didn't discuss this previously, type of thing. But overall, though, we'll see what Tennessee does. I mean, the only thing you can do is just build. I feel like I will say I do think this might be a little bit of a take of it, but I do think at this point we got to start questioning the coaching for Tennessee. Like, we got to start questioning a little bit. I feel like they haven't got the job done.
They're 8-4 with a unknown Joey Aguilar joining their team fucking halfway through the offseason process, bro. This team overshot by like crazy, bro.
Hey.
Bro, they didn't have a good win. I don't think they had a ranked win. I think their best win again. This is the end of the season. I think it might be Kentucky, maybe Arkansas.
That's terrible.
Listen, I'm just saying like seasons prior. I'm
about to say yeah.
Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, Vanderbilt. What team was better than them? Or all of them are better than them. Yeah. What team is Tennessee supposed to win?
I mean, I can't say that. In hindsight, I'm just saying we can't just keep having the same rinse and repeat type of seasons though. You can't just keep losing. It sounds like situation we had in Big Ten.
It's not our fault that our 5-star went to cry about money and they fucking jump shit to UCLA and we had to fucking rely on a fucking
transfer,
fucking JUCO quarterback to fucking lead us to 8-4 in the SEC, the hardest conference. They got gifted a cupcake schedule, SEC wise, bro. But there was a Georgia and an Alabama on your schedule. You're not beating them two, bro. It's gonna be very difficult. You got upsetted by Oklahoma, and that was your third loss. And then you lost to Vanderbilt, bro. Like Vanderbilt's probably the only loss where it's like, I mean, you could have beat them. Lost 6 to Oklahoma. You got killed by Alabama. I'm not gonna lie, by 17. Then you lost by 3 to Georgia. Look, you gotta understand, bro. Georgia, they lost because of fucking that kicker missed the field goal. The Oklahoma game, I ain't gonna lie, they lost by 6, bro. So at least it's one possession. And then you got killed by Vanderbilt and Alabama, bro. That's the only thing, bro. The Vanderbilt shit, you didn't score. You scored 3 points in the second half.
Hey, man.
That's all I'm saying, bro. A lot of a couple of these games could have went the other way, bro. Just one play, two plays.
For sure, I agree. But I'm just saying, man. It just at a certain point, eventually, it has to be like, when does it stop, type of thing. That's all.
What stops?
When can we stop losing the ones we can try, like the big ones, say, and flip it around where we can win the big ones? I just feel like they only have that shit every once fucking like 3 seasons type of thing, and it's like, yes, they win it, but they still don't do anything with it. Like, I don't remember the last time they were in the SEC championship.
Does that matter? The playoffs is the biggest thing, bro. They was there last year, man.
That's true. They were here, and then they got smacked by the OSU fucking goddamn team that goddamn ended up winning the whole shit. Like, bro, at the end of the day, it's just like I feel like there. I won't say, like I said, I won't say it's now, but I feel like there has to be a point where it's like, bro, we keep getting all these 5 stars. We keep getting some. I won't say they go crazy in the portal, but they get something here and there. They get something here and there. Eventually, like, bro, when does it stop? Like, when does it start? When does it pick up back for us, bro? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I can really say in that regard. Just because I'm like, man, Like I said, I remember a couple times they got a win over Alabama, bro. They oh my gosh, this is the turning point. I didn't hear nothing after that. Like I don't think, like I said, I don't remember the last time they won SEC championship. So
it's the SEC, bro. Do they need
true.
that, bro?
That's true. No, that's true. That's what I'm saying. Like with this format, it should be more than acceptable to make it. And this year, it could definitely be kind of regarded as like a whatever type of year. Like you just said, like they had this year was a lot of uncertainty in a way, just because you didn't know what was gonna happen, and they end up. You could definitely say they definitely overachieved, but you like with all these, like I said, with all this recruits and all this potential development that you're gonna have years onwards type of thing. When does it take effect? When does it become a breakthrough? Like now we can beat, but at least beat Bama, beat Georgia, at least make an appearance in a conference in the SEC championship type of thing. It's just like I just feel like it hasn't been that result like, and forever. I don't know. That's how I see it at least.
Hey, bro, they almost beat Georgia this year. They beat Alabama last year, bro.
Hey,
maybe VJ's
count.
looking for that consistency of just beating them team.
bro. I mean,
Bro, what more consistency do you want? Look, 10-2 in 2022 with a win against Clemson in the Citrus Bowl. 2023, 8-4 with a 35-0 victory in the Citrus Bowl against the number 17 Iowa. That's 9 wins. Last year, 10-3, a loss to Ohio State in the playoffs. That's not consistent enough for Tennessee.
No, I'm saying consistent in beating like Alabama and Georgia. Their conference. Their conference.
You have Kirby Smart's like literally the second best coach in college football, bro. It's hard to beat that guy, bro. And you was in prime position, bro. Let the kicker fucking make the field goal. And we're not talking about this conversation. He beat Alabama last year. Like, bro, Alabama and Georgia's powerhouses, bro. Bro, it's hard to be consistent beating them, bro. That man, Kirby Smart has trouble beating Alabama every year, bro. And he's one of the powerhouses.
But shouldn't they be up there with the track record they have? Shouldn't they be up there?
With
how long they should be? With all these recruits, at this point, I'm pretty sure I've seen more recruits that go to Tennessee than Georgia. In my opinion, I feel I'd be seeing hella 5 stars, hella elite 4 stars.
I'd be seeing hella 5 stars, buddy.
Bro, and they had the same, bro. Don't they have a great wide receiver class coming in? Don't they got a good
coming in?
Exactly, but then we can't ignore the fact that previous years they've done the same thing. They literally last year they just pulled a 5-star O lineman, David Sanders. He was a dog, like bruh.
So we're raising the bar for Tennessee because of a 5-star offensive lineman.
I'm saying with all this talent, it's almost like putting it in the Penn State situation. You're getting all this talent, but you're not producing the results that you should be producing in a sense. You're close, yes, and you get a win here and there, yes. But when is it going to be at a point where it could be consistent enough to where you're making it worth it, where you're getting all these recruits, developing them, and now you can win big ones? That's how I see it.
I think this year leaves a lot to be desired for Tennessee.
I agree.
They're going to have to start over with quarterback.
I agree.
They have like fucking 3 top 10 wide receivers coming in for this class, like you said. And it's going to be interesting to see if they get on the field and how much they can do year one. But, bro, it's just like, I don't know, bro. Like you can't look at the season and be like, bro, they didn't beat Georgia or Alabama this year. Buddy, they didn't know who the quarterback was in fucking July, bro. This man Nico's dad's fucking up there asking for more money. I'm like, buddy, our pockets are empty, bro. Yo, you want more? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know where we're getting this money from, bro. Like that, bro. They literally had to flip their whole quarterback shit, bro. Joey Aguilar learned playbook in fucking a month and a half, bro, and run this shit.
That's what I said. Like this year could be a good valid year to kind of be like, yeah.
But they made the playoffs last year, bro. They went up against the fucking national champions, bro. They couldn't do anything about that,
bro. They made the playoffs and got smacked hard.
Hey, to the national champions
for sure. But like I said, okay, this year, whatever. Last year, they got smacked. We seen the result. We know what happened. Years prior, what the fuck else did they do? That's what I'm trying to.
We're talking about how long has Josh Heupel been in Tennessee, bro?
Bro, I swear it had to be like 5 years now, 5+.
Hang on, let me figure out how to spell his name first, bro.
It's been like 5. It's got close to 4 to 5. And
Josh Heupel.
He's been doing some work for sure, but when is it gonna break through for once? That's what I'm looking for.
Play Okay, he's 45 and 18 overall and 24 and 15 in SEC play as of the end of 2023. Wait, his tenure has included 7 and 6 in what the fuck? Hang on. He got there in 2021.
2021.
So 4 years.
This would technically be his fourth
Okay.
year.
2021, he was 7 and 5 with a loss to Purdue in the Music City Bowl. Interesting.
His first year. First year.
Purdue,
2022, 10 and 2, losses to Georgia and South Carolina. South Carolina put up 63 in that game, but they beat Clemson in the Orange Bowl, bruh. They went 10 and 2 in the second season, bruh.
That's improvement.
And then 2023, we talk about that season, 8 and 4, losses to Florida, Alabama, Missouri, and Georgia, bruh. Oh, and beat Iowa 35-0 in that game.
It's Iowa. It's Iowa.
Turned around that program instantly, bruh. 8-4 season
for sure. It's just, when is it gonna break through? You like this is. Let's say, when is it gonna break through? That's my question. I feel like now you gotta keep in mind. I feel like the leash for coaches is now shorter. It's not like you can give it like time.
Nah, not when you have the smaller programs, bruh. Because that's the reason they fucking got Josh Heupel and re-upped on him. Like, bro, that's the same way with Lane Kiffin, bruh. Like, bro, if Lane goes to LSU in his fucking 11-1 first season, yo, if he's anything below 10 wins, after that, it's like, fuck, you're not doing your job. And it's like, yo, you raised the standard because you were that good early. This dude, Josh Heupel's early, and we're getting mad at him for having that 8-4 record and shit. Like, bro, he's been able to turn on this Tennessee program that's been damn near irrelevant for the last, like, fucking 10 years before that, bro. And he's been able to turn around. But because he's had early success at a smaller program, he's made Tennessee relevant, ranked, all of the above. And now the standard for the program is higher. You're not biting off more than you could chew? Like, as a program? Like, you best be lucky Josh Heupel took the job and was able to flip around this program and make y'all competitive, because y'all was not competitive in the SEC for the most part, bro. Like, y'all had y'all's, but, bro, Josh Heupel fucking turned around this whole program. But because he's had early success early in his tenure at Tennessee, now we're like, oh, yeah, we got to raise our standards even more now, bro. You got to be up there with Alabama and Georgia, buddy. It's his 4th, 5th year, bro. I know eventually you gotta something's got to work. But that's later down the line, bro. I'd rather fucking take a 10-2 win every single season if I'm a Tennessee fan. Oh shit, at least we're competitive, bro. At least we get the fucking orange and white this fucking stadium out. Like, bro, same with Vanderbilt, bro. If Clark Lee doesn't fucking have another good season with his new fucking quarterback, yo, bro, they gonna be at his neck, bro. And it's like, bro, Vanderbilt football is irrelevant for fucking their entire existence, bro. They were the laughingstock of the SEC, bro. But because he's able to turn around his program with Diego Pavia, now the standards are raised. I just think it's crazy, bro. I just think it's crazy. Some colleges aren't built to be powerhouses, bro, and some just need to like sit down and be great for the times they have with their coaches right now, bro. Like, if you never won the big one, Tennessee, you should be glad, bro. You should still be happy, bro, because you're competitive every year. But it's like, bro, this dude's got given 5 years out of program, has gotten a win over Georgia or close to a win at Georgia, and then beat Alabama, and we're still asking for more, bro. I think that's crazy, bro.
I was gonna ask you a question, but you kind of low-key answered. I was gonna give you a scenario where Tennessee, 10 years in, they are still losing to Georgia and Alabama, and I was basically gonna ask you, will you be happy with that? If you could, 10 years in, you are still losing to Georgia and Alabama consistently. Yeah, you have a year that you win. Let's say in 5 years. You beat Georgia once and you beat Alabama once, and those are in those 5 years differently. Are you still happy with that?
Look at James Franklin at Penn State.
Exactly, got him the fuck out of there.
Never win a big one, bro. He could never win the big one, bro. And look at Penn State now. They thought there was a powerhouse trying to rehire somebody. I think the only reason you should be able to move off of a coach that led you to success and led you to somewhat of a powerhouse, or multiple 10-win seasons recently. Bro, that man James Franklin was in the semifinals of the college football playoffs last year, bro. And he got fucking fired and canned after his 3rd loss of the season, bro. Mind you, it was his bad losses. But they canned him, and now they don't know who's going to be the head coach now. You fired that man without a plan, and now you look stupid for it, bro. Now you look stupid. I'm saying how they handled it is bad, but James Franklin got them there, bro. He's a player's coach. Players love him. The program should love him. and they fired him without any second guesses after his third loss of the season, bro. Like, oh, he couldn't win the big ones. Now he's losing the little ones. Oh, fuck out of here. We get him out of here. Now you look stupid, bro. Because now all your fucking recruits, all your players are gonna get posted in the transfer portal. Shit, even your fucking coach is gonna get kicked out of there, bro. Or not even kicked out of there, bro. They're gonna walk with their 2 feet down to Virginia Tech, bro. And they gonna make a powerhouse in the ACC now, bro. Hey, bro, watching it in real time, bro. I'm just saying, don't get too like comfortable, bro. Like, you just gotta enjoy the times while you have it, bro. And I think Josh Heupel, Tennessee, is a perfect example of that, man.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we're crazy, but all I'm saying, Ryan Day was about to get fucking fired last year. That's all I'm gonna say.
All because
The standards are higher. Standards are higher at Ohio State. And me and VJ had this conversation before the playoffs. I said I need 1 win in that second game to be competitive, and I'm fine with them, bro.
I was too.
I think that's what we came to, bro. If he got 2 wins, we overachieved, bro. I swear to God, that's what we said, bro.
Yeah.
Or at least I said that. I remember saying that, like, yo, I never gave up on bro. I was there, bro.
Yeah.
Don't put me in that boat. I was never in that boat, bro. I knew what we had. And now look at this guy. He's striving, bro. He's fucking winking at the camera, bro. I'm sitting over there, bro.
Okay. Alrighty. We went on the tangent for too long. I don't need to add my input. My only input is I thought Diego Pavia was gonna, fall on this game. He didn't. He did. It looked like he was early in the game, giving up 2 interceptions. The game was still close. But then second half adjustment, he ain't do that shit no more. And Tennessee just didn't fucking do nothing. So that's all I got.
Tennessee couldn't get in the end zone, bro, in the fourth quarter, bro. They had 2 downs where it was, bro. It was like 11 and 8 plays and shit, bro. Shout out Josh Heupel, man. 20-minute tangent, bro. All right, let's get to the last game. We got the Iron Bowl, living up to the name, bro. Whenever we go to Auburn, it's a good game with Alabama. Alabama in town, ranked 10 at the time, 9-2 on the season, trying to continue their season and potentially get into the SEC championship and have a day with Georgia again. DeBoer goes in there, and they was up 17-0. And then Ashton Daniels said, let me play good as a Stanford transfer, as a fucking 5-year senior that redshirted this year anyways, bruh. He went on a little run, bruh, tied it up 20-20, and then Alabama was able to slip away and get the win. The thing, talking about this team, bruh, is Ty Simpson is banged up. It's obvious when he's out there. Jam Miller left the game early. Ryan Williams is not doing Ryan Williams things, bro. He's basically a body on the court, didn't log a catch, and then Isaiah Horton's kind of like stepped up for them, bro. He's been the main factor for them. Shout out him for stepping up. But also Jeremy Bernard, I think he's pretty banged up a little bit too, but he's out there still doing what he can, bro.
What? This is crazy, bro. No Ryan Williams catch. What the fuck?
I don't think they knew his ass either.
What the hell?
Where's 2 at, bro? This dude was on the cover with Jeremiah Smith, bro.
He was on a few.
I was about to say, hold on. Ryan Williams, the same guy that people have been arguing that he's better than Jeremiah Smith, and because he's 17 years old.
That was early last season, bro. We're not even in the conversation no more, bro.
This is crazy. You would think he would, continue to, excel, with Jeremiah Smith. He continued to excel, right? So I thought they were on the same, I'm not gonna say same. Let's not disrespect Jeremiah Smith like that. And I don't want Cam to be shooting my head either. So let me relax. Let me not say that. But anyways, they neck and neck, right? They neck and neck. Maybe Jeremiah Smith a little bit.
Same cover of college
yeah,
football,
bro.
That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
And he was 17 years old, bro. So it's like he not getting a catch against Auburn, bro. The Auburn that don't have a head coach, right?
Hold on, time out. They defense is still decent. Hold on, time out.
DJ Durkin, bro.
My fault. All I know is Auburn quarterback is fucking non-existent, so it's like, okay, my fault. I know Auburn got good defense. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense to score 27-20.
The defense are still solid.
They got a couple guys like Keldrick Folks probably gonna get a top 10, top 15 pick when we hit the draft. He's one of them Auburn guys on that defense. But the biggest thing is Cam Coleman. He caught a catch late, and I finally feeding him the ball. I feel like 5 catches for 43 yards, but he fumbled on that last drive. Bro, I was kind of pissed at him because it was more like I think someone came from behind, just punched that shit out, or tackled him a certain way, and it ripped out. I was like, damn, Cam. I was like, I was screaming. I was like, yeah, okay. Okay, and oh shit, you fucking let me down, buddy. It's fine, bro. We got Charlotte and great jersey you could have. Hit the transfer portal real quick, bro. But yeah, Ashton Daniels also had 100 yards rushing. That's pretty big thing because they got Jeremiah Cobb, one of the better SEC running backs in the backfield. And he only had counted for 33 yards, bro. A touchdown at least. But yeah, shout out Ashton Daniels. Played out of his mind, bro. Kept them competitive in the game. But it's also that defense that kept them in. VJ, any last thoughts?
Man, this game was actually this is actually a fire game. I mean, it is the Iron Bowl, but you have to expect something in some form of a rivalry type of game. Obviously, Auburn definitely didn't have we'll just say the best of looking seasons, but hey, they made this game competitive and they gave Alabama a run for their money in that second half. That first half, I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was chalk. I was like, yeah, Bama got this, bro. I don't even gotta pay attention no more, bro. Let me just go back play my Call of Duty. Turn around. It's like end of the third quarter. This game is like damn near neck and neck. I'm like, timeout. I'm back. I'm locked in, bro. Locked in. I'm back watching this game. I think, the way Auburn played, they played like they mean it, man. I mean, to be fair, you can't just not try your fucking best against your in-state rival that you fucking have, I guess
lost.
Lost
a lot too.
Yeah, let's say you can't really
things like
not trying that, something like that. But at the same time though, Bama, they pulled through, man. Banged up. You just said it. Bro. The hits that Ty Simpson was getting, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I guarantee you, 80% of quarterbacks in college football are probably out the game. With the hits that he was getting, bro, this was borderline abuse, bro. Bro was literally a punching bag. That's how bad it was. Bro was getting it was fucking Ty Simpson throws the ball or he scrambles, boom. I'm like, yep. Never mind, bro.
Bro, they was laying shoulders down, bro. I tell you, when I see an Auburn player trying to make a tackle, I'm like, oh shit. Bro's getting slammed. He might get slammed on his neck.
God damn.
On deck, we might need a stretcher ready. I ain't gonna lie, bro. They was trying to you can tell it was one of them things where it's foaming at the mouth, bro. They we see an Alabama injured squad, bro. We are eating on that pause. We are going after that. But yeah, I think the biggest thing you can take from this game, bro, is obviously Alabama's injured, but it's also they got a next man up mentality. Isaiah Horton's a guy that's been coming alive in the last couple games, bro. In this game, he has a hat trick, bro. 3 touchdowns. All 3 touchdowns is fucking him accounted for, bro. This is their third wide receiver, bro, that gets after it, bro. And it only has 35 yards, but the 3 touchdowns, it was so big, bro. He was coming out with whatever, bro. And ability to get open is the biggest thing. But yeah, shout out Isaiah Horton.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was low key slamming Auburn earlier, talking about what the fuck, Auburn's ass no head coach, and then VJ hold on, they got good defense. I went looking at their schedule. I was like, hold on, where the fuck was this Auburn at earlier in the season? Well, shit, fucking Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia, Missouri, Kentucky, Vandy, right? I was like, oh shit, never mind. No wonder why they got fucking 7 losses. So it makes sense, especially when they don't have a Ty Simpson on their on their offensive squad. Maybe if they had a Heisman caliber not offense, at least quarterback, maybe one of them couple wins could go their way. But but yeah, I was just doing a little bit of reflecting on damn, bro, if Auburn was able to do this against Alabama, where the fuck was this at early in the season? That's all I wanted to say.
We can count this year for Auburn as the Jackson Arnold era. Rest in peace.
Jackson Arnold effect, bro. Jackson
Arnold's not dead. Unfortunately.
It's the effect, man.
Unfortunately.
I promise, bro.
Bro. I swear, Jackson Arnold goes to any program, bro. He fucks it up, bro.
Something. Bro. It's gotta be him, bro. It's unfortunate because I think the dude. I think the dude's a solid dude. He ain't terrible in terms of a person, but damn, this dude can't help the damn program, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
He just might be racist, bro. I just don't think Cam Coleman, bro. I don't know, bro. I really don't know.
2-minute drill. Let's not do too long. I don't know how long.
Really?
I don't know how long my internet.
Got fucking 30 games tapped.
I don't know how long my internet will keep up. We at hour 17. Yeah. Go ahead.
Is what it is, bro. Okay, Arizona. This is a ranked matchup. I think we all picked Arizona to win or something like that, bro. I just trust him Fafita, bro. He's fucking 5'2". Fafita 5'2". Same shit, bro. And yeah, 25 ranked Arizona goes on the road in a rivalry game, beats Jeff Sims, and yeah, they limited Jeff Sims as much as they could, bro. And they gave him 3 interceptions to hold on to that. But yeah, Jordan Tyson was in and out the game. I'm pretty sure, bro. He like left in one drive and then came back the other drive and then got re-injured, and I don't know what the fuck going on over there, bro. So yeah, and then they also had two fucking turnovers or 2 fumbles as well. So 5 turnovers in general. So it's gonna be hard to win them games. But yeah, Chris Hudson, the senior, had 95 yards off the Hudson Hornet. And yeah, not much to take from this game except Arizona's probably the better team in Arizona. And yeah, Arizona State takes another loss while only scoring 7 points at that. Miami, they're knocking on the door of the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie, they look through the peephole. They're like, Carson Beck, 4 interceptions. Wait, they just beat a ranked Pittsburgh team and have 5 ranked wins on the season, and beat the shit out of Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, bruh. I'm hearing Miami couldn't face in cold weather, bruh. It was pretty cold there. I'm seeing like damn near no fans at Pittsburgh, bruh. It looked like it was so cold the fans didn't even try to show up. It's a great matchup, 22 versus 12. Miami beat the dog shit out of Pittsburgh, and yeah, Mason Hines, so I wouldn't say struggled. He kind of did as much as he could, bruh. But it was just a lot of just non-factors on his team that couldn't make plays. Then talk about making plays. Malachi Tony, 126 yards receiving. How many did he have rushing? 30 yards. But he also fucking damn near had a passing touchdown, I'm pretty sure, for a crucial first down. Oh, no, he did have a touchdown. So yeah, Malachi Tony's pretty much that guy, bro. Swiss Army knife, but at a crazy different level. Pringles seem like they're number 1 right now, with 10 carries, 82 yards. But also Mark Fletcher getting 10 carries, so they're splitting them off. But Pringles been a better running back as of late, so he has a hot hand. And yeah, 3 touchdowns for Carson Beck, also interception. Doesn't matter when you win by fucking 31. So yeah, Miami's making the case for that playoffs. They beat a ranked team and beat them pretty bad. And Pitt's season's right here. Navy midshipmen go on the road to Memphis and make Brandon Lewis last game want to forget. Navy was able to win this game somehow by only throwing 9 times, only completing 5 passes. That's what Navy does. And yeah, Horvath is just gonna do it all pretty much. But has help from Texa, however the fuck you say it, bro. Nothing much to take from this game except this was played on Thanksgiving. So yeah, shout out Navy, 9-2 on the season, going into that last game versus Army.
Bro, 5 out of 9.
We got the Egg Bowl. We got Trinidad Chambliss fucking jersey getting humped in the locker room before the game, bro. And then gets it stolen, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on, bro. But Trinidad Chambliss went the ball out. 4 touchdowns on the day, 360 yards. That Keywan Lacey guy's pretty good as well. 27 carries for 143 yards, 1 touchdown, bro. And yeah, fucking basically everybody called a pass from Trinidad Chambliss, just letting that shit fly. So yeah. Shout out Mississippi State for nothing. Mario Taylor got to start today. Blake Shapen pretty much got benched, and it's pretty much been like that for the back end of the season, bro. Blake Shapen went out for a series in one of the games while Blake Shapen was injured, and they're like, "Oh, Mario Taylor, oh shit, he's pretty good. Let's throw him in the game." Well, for this game, he did everything, bro. 178 yards and 2 touchdowns running, but also had 173 yards rushing as well as a quarterback. So people are saying most likely, Mario Taylor, just get the fuck out of Mississippi State, bro. They're probably not gonna treat you right, bro. You're in Mississippi, so yeah, go do something else, bro. Either transfer to Ole Miss or get the fuck out of the state in general, because you're not gonna be able to strive here, and that's pretty much how people feel at this point. Shout out Ole Miss and that defense for showing up, 3 sacks on the day, but Ole Miss gets the win at 38-19 against their rivals in the Egg Bowl. Utah at Kansas. Kansas has had a season to forget. I feel like the past 2 seasons actually now. Jalen Daniels misses out on potentially playing another game, but at his own fault, bro. 3 interceptions to end off his career at Kansas. But Utah been able to take advantage of their schedule and just win the games they're supposed to win. No ranked wins on their schedule, I'm pretty sure, bro. They got nothing to show for the season except 2 losses to BYU and Texas Tech. Knocking on the door of the playoffs, but it's like, let's look at your best win. I'm good off that. That's pretty much what they're gonna say. Devin Dampier had a great game, man. He's throwing deep passes, bro. I think look at where's the 35? Or no, he had a 58 yarder, a 48 yarder. I was like, yo, this dude's slinging that out there, bro. Shout out Dampier, 3 touchdowns on the day. Wayshawn Parker in the backfield helping him out with 95 yards, and then he had 50 yards running. So when you get Dampier fucking loose and running around, they're gonna score 21 in the 4th quarter, bro. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, Utah again knocking on the door. Kansas end their season off here. They could have went to the playoff or bowl game if they won, but they didn't, obviously. So shout out Utah. Iowa and Nebraska, and yeah, TJ Lateef. I don't know what the fuck they doing with TJ Latif, man. They just giving to Emmett Johnson and saying let's have Latif go to the offseason, man, and just work him out. Because again, he had 69 yards, bro. 69 yards. Emmett Johnson trying to make his case for Heisman. It doesn't matter how many times you do the Heisman post, just like you Diego Pavia, bro. It doesn't matter how many times you do the Heisman post. I'm not gonna get you a vote every time you do it. But yeah, Emmett Johnson, 200 yards, 1 touchdown on the day, but also led the team in receiving. So you know it's a bad day if your running back is leading in rushing and in receiving. Kamari Moton, one of the better Big Ten running backs, had 93 yards and 2 touchdowns to show for that. Ganowski had a touchdown in this game. Shout out him for the passing touchdown. For it's a rarity around here, man. But shout out him for getting that done. And yeah, Iowa won pretty convincingly, 40-16, with Emmett Johnson running for 200 yards. Temple Owls, North Texas Mean Green. Nothing matters except North Texas stat lines, man. 20 for 24 for Mestamaker, 366 yards, 3 touchdowns. Caleb Hawkins, 4 touchdowns. Yo, when we talk about this running back every single week, and he's a freshman, true freshman, and he's just putting up fucking multiple, not even hat tricks, bro. He's putting up 4 or 5 touchdowns a game for the last couple of games, bro. 25 carries, 186 yards for him. Wyatt Young, the leading wide receiver, had 127 yards off 6 receptions. And then Dorner, I don't know where he came from, 125 yards on a touchdown for him. And yeah, that's just what North Texas does. That's why I want to see him in the playoffs or against a real defense, because Temple, not really the best competition, you know? But yeah, shout out North Texas, man. 11-1 with a chance to go to the playoffs if they win next week. Indiana beat the shit out of Purdue. Brown is a terrible quarterback. We knew that. Do they have anybody else to catch? Maybe Nitro Tug was pretty decent. But yeah, Fernando Mendoza warming up for the Big Ten Championship, had 100 yards, 8 for 15. Yeah, they won pretty convincingly without Fernando Mendoza dropping back for too much. Had 2 touchdowns on the day. Hemby and Black combined for like 200 yards with 3 touchdowns combined. And yeah, not much to say about this game. Purdue basically fucking rolled over. Scored 3 points at the start of the first, or not even the start of the first, in the first quarter. Was 7-3 going into the second, and then Indiana was like, yeah, let's just go into Nitro. So yeah, shout out Indiana. They're gonna be playing the Big Ten Championship against the #1 team. So good luck to them. Texas Tech, number 5 in the country. Beat the shit out of Scotty Fox Jr. and the West Virginia Mountaineers. Not much to say here except Scotty Fox put up a good fight, man. 13 for 23. He took what the defense gave him, man. Not much to say here, bro. 1 interception, bro. At least you limited your interceptions to only 1, bro. That's really all I can say, man. It really wasn't competitive, unfortunately. But I feel like the Texas Tech defense is one of the probably the best in the country, and Scotty Fox Jr. I feel like handled it as much as he could, bro. Limited his shit as much as he could. But yeah. Yeah, 300 yards for Barron, more than 3 touchdowns on the day. Cameron Dickey with 80 yards running. Jacoby Williams, the backup running back out there doing his thing. Caleb Douglas, I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he's getting 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. Micah Hudson with 2 touchdowns as well. Damn. They got fucking Lloyd Jones Jr. throwing 2 touchdowns. Like, damn, why is there so many? Oh, yeah, you also got fucking, Jacob Rodriguez getting in on fucking snaps as well on offense again. Oh, yeah, he threw an interception, bro. Do not give this guy the eyes. Fucking ass, bro. But yeah, he had fucking a touchdown off a 1-yard run. I'm like, yo, did Jacob Rodriguez just really throw and pass? 1 for a touchdown and 1 for an interception? It's fucking crazy to me, bro. Stop fucking catering to his ass. But yeah, 4 sacks, so shout out the Mountaineers for getting after it. This the SEC? This is what the SEC got to offer? Give me Wisconsin. Give me Wisconsin over them, bro. They lost to Louisville fucking 41-0, bro. Cutter Boley, and yeah, this is why Stoops got fired, bro. Cutter Boley with 13 for 26, 100 yards and 2 interceptions, bro. I feel like Cutter Boley's interception was kind of costly, bro. But it's like, it doesn't help when the opposing team has 6 sacks on you. Yeah, Louisville was getting after it. This is Louisville without their number 1 or number 2 running back, Isaac Brown, and is it Jacoby Brown or some shit, bro? Yeah, they basically lost both their running backs in this season. And yeah, Miller Moss finally threw for some touchdowns, bro. It's been a while for that. I think they said it's been like fucking a month or something like that. They see throwing a touchdown. That's kind of a crazy stat. Yeah, let's go to the game log, bro. It's definitely been like 2 games, I'm pretty sure.
Yo, bro. Navy had 9 attempts, had 100 yards. Cutter Boley had how many fucking attempts? 26 and got a... Jesus! I know you always said he's fucking ass, but Jesus.
No, Cutter Boley?
Oh, my
young
fault.
Quarterback, bro. He's true freshman, bro. He's not ass. It's Calzada. The fucking 5-year senior that got paid $1 million to do nothing.
Okay, him.
And then flexing on Instagram to the haters.
My fault, Boley. My fault. I'm not. I'm not.
Bro, the crazy thing is, bro, you had no running back 1 or 2, but you also didn't have fucking, what's his face, Chris Bell out there, bro. Like, bro, this is literally like Louisville's damn near backups, bro, that Kentucky lost to. That's the craziest thing, bro. That's like the most wildest shit I could show y'all today, bro. That Louisville, an ACC team that's 8-4 on the season, basically beat this shit out of this 5-7 now SEC team that's at the bottom of the conference, obviously, but they lost 41-0, didn't make it competitive, and Louisville had their fucking backups in, bro. I can't emphasize that enough, man. Clemson, talk about ACC versus SEC. Lenore's just go to Miami, man. I think Lenore said after the game, like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do type thing. He really didn't, like, give no clarification that he's going to be back in South Carolina. It's funny because South Carolina fans are basically like, oh, yeah, we want somebody that wins or that knows how to win. And, like, they was kind of bitter about it, bro. I'm like, yo, he's not going to win over at South Carolina, obviously. Like, it was just crazy because they was like, yeah, we need somebody that's going to, if he wants to be the villain, he could be the villain. But we want somebody that's passionate about South Carolina football. I'm like, buddy, yo. They were like, yeah, we lost fucking games because of him. I'm like, buddy, the only reason he was in that game because of Lenore Sellers. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That shit pissed me off, bro. Dylan Stewart, go ahead. I know these guys want Dylan Stewart on the team, bro. Nor this Nick Harbor. I think Nick Harbor might be able to go to. He is able to go to the draft. It will be interesting to see if he goes to the draft or not. But yeah, Clemson and Cade Klubnik's second to last game, bro, threw for 268. Adam Randall, the running back, 102 yards for him. TJ Moore, Antonio Williams, 160 yards combined. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, it pretty much, I mean, it was competitive, I guess, in the first half, bro, but Clemson was able to just choke their way out of this one, bro. So yeah, shout out the fucking defense for finally showing up, bro. It's supposed to be 4 defensive players in the first round off this team, by the way. But yeah, 5 sacks for Clemson in this game. Houston gets a win, and shout out Houston for overachieving this year, man. It's not talked about enough, bro. They took a risk on Connor Wigman being that quarterback for them. He was a Texas A&M. They basically rejected this point. 200 yards passing for him, 2 touchdowns on the ground, and 121 yards for him on the ground as well. Connor Wigman did his thing this season and went up against another good quarterback in that Big 12, and Sawyer Robinson, who put up 300 yards. That's just what he does, bro. And yeah, not much to say about here except Houston was able to be the better team today. Baylor has had a year to forget because this usually isn't their standard over in Baylor, bro. They like to win more than 5 games and play bowl games at the very least. Colorado, the Buffs, 3-9. Talk about season to forget. This is a season that you want to just probably never talk about ever again, bro. 2025 Colorado, I never heard of them. And I know Deion hasn't either. Juju Lewis not in this game because he wants to maintain his red shirt. It says Deion said it was his turn or his decision. But yeah, Kansas State gives you 3 sacks on defense. They're probably gonna win the game. And Avery Johnson threw for 115. But this Joe Jackson guy's pretty fucking good, man. He had fucking like I think 290 last week, bro. 142 this game with 3 touchdowns, man. He's kind of been like somebody that's came out of nowhere since the injury to Jace Brown. And yeah, Tip stepped up with 55 yards. He's their number 2, but has some clutch catches in his Jace Brown's absence. Yeah, shout out Kansas State. Go to a bowl game now, bruh. Shout out them, bruh. 3-0 for Colorado. Ooh, is it getting too cold in Colorado for Deion? Do we have to move on? I don't know. Iowa State, yeah, they kind of barely beat Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State's 1-11 now, 0-9 in Big 12 play. So yeah, if you're struggling against Oklahoma State, I don't know how good of a football team you are. I'm not gonna lie, bro. But yeah, Rucko Beck only threw for 17 times, but 94 yards, 1 touchdown, because you got a good backfield in Carson Hansen and Abu Sama the third, combined for damn near fucking 200 yards for these 2 running backs. Hopefully they can retain both of them. I don't know. I forget their eligibility and how all that goes. But yeah. Rocco Beck has a year eligibility, that's all I know. But hopefully he can retain one of these or both of these running backs, either in their transfer portal or just hopefully they're underclassmen or have another year of eligibility. But yeah, Oklahoma State obviously ass dog shit, but they put up 13 points and made it competitive at least for the most part. So shout out them. BYU and their step into the Big 12 championship. Didn't need to win this game to get in the Big 12 championship. But if you want to get in the playoffs, you got to win this game. Obviously, you're going to beat Taven Jackson and UCF because Taven Jackson's fucking garbage. Had a decent game, not gonna lie, about 232 with 2 touchdowns. I just don't think he's a future, bro. If you want to win games, don't let that guy drop back for you. Also had a fumble. So yeah, shout out him for being that ass. Bear Bachmeyer on the other hand, 289 for 1 touchdown throwing. LJ Martin with 3 touchdowns, 95 yards. Yeah, you can't forget about him, bro. Even though Bear Bachmeyer knows how to run and throw, they got a very good running back in the backfield for them. So if you're facing them either in the Big 12 championship or the playoffs, watch out for that guy. Parker Kingston was a non-factor in the Texas Tech game, but has able to bounce back the last couple of games. Been finding ways to get open, and yards after catch is important. 126 yards for him, 1 touchdown for him. So yeah, good for them. Shout out UCF for trying to make it competitive to a certain degree. Started out very hot in the first quarter, but fizzled out after that. Boston College or Syracuse, somebody smell like shit. And it's fucking both these teams, bruh. 2-10 versus 3-9. Like, holy shit. We're still not going to a bowl game if we combine our teams. This shit is crazy to me, bruh. But Boston College made work of Syracuse. And I think Fran Brown need to go back to the drawing board because it's gonna get very scary real quick for Syracuse if they put out a season like this again. And if you're signing rappers like Tusi to your team, what the fuck are you doing, bruh? Fran Brown's probably the only coach that would do that in the FBS level, bruh. And yeah, shout out Fran Brown for being the head coach he is. That's all I'll say. So shout out Boston College, man. 34-12. Made work of them. Grayson James get a fucking surprise appearance. Lana getting out there. Only had two completions. But yeah, Lewis Bond, senior, broke the Boston College receiving record, I'm pretty sure, a couple weeks back, and now just continues to add on to 171 yards going to the draft. Hopefully he's a draft prospect. I think he's like more like a day 3 pick, but decent. Flaherty in there, 65 yards. We don't need to talk about none of these stat lines because they put up 12 points. They're all pretty much ass. Oregon. This could have been a better game if Washington didn't know how to lose games to Wisconsin, but they lost Wisconsin and made it non-factor, and Oregon kind of struggled with them, I would say a little bit. I wouldn't say struggle. They kind of made work of Washington, in my opinion, but yeah. Adam Muhammad, bro, 100 yards. This is a guy that was Jonah Coleman's backup. Jonah Coleman very limited. Still looked injured out there. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever he's getting the ball, Roebuck was the leading catcher on this team with 27 yards. Pretty crazy to me because they got Denzel Boston with 4 catches, 25 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Every time he touched the ball, he either had a first down. I think he had a first down, 2 touchdowns, and then the last one was a short yardage play where he was close to the first down and actually didn't get the first down, and I think it was on like 4th down or something like that. But yeah, all I'm saying is Roebuck's pretty decent. Number 2, and yeah, when Washington goes up against a good defense, bro, you know, Damon Williams kind of struggled a little bit, bro. 2 interceptions on the day, only 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. Definitely struggled out there. And shout out Oregon for getting after it. And not a lot of people talking about Oregon and how they made work of their November schedule, bro. People are talking about, oh, it's gonna get scary for them. Hey, bro. They made work of it, bro. And a couple teams had to fizzle out, like a Washington that had to take another loss before they got to Oregon. But hey, bro, they beat Iowa, they beat USC, and now they beat Washington. I think another trash team got sprinkled in there. We don't need to talk about them because they're ass. But yeah, shout out Dante Moore, shout out Whittington, bro. 47 yards, Jesus. 2.8 average, kind of ass. But yeah, Malik Benson. Malik Benson's a guy that has been showing up the last couple weeks. He's a guy that was at Alabama, transferred to FSU, and now went to Oregon and has found a place there with 500 yards receiving this year. His kick returns are one of the best in the country, in my opinion. And yeah, last couple games he's been a real factor for them. So shout out him for playing meaningful minutes. He's a senior, so he must have played somewhere else. But shout out him for doing his thing. LSU at Oklahoma. Oklahoma almost choked it. I'm not gonna lie, bro. There was low-key fucking Magic Johnson this shit back and forth if they want to win or not. LSU was like, nah, bro. We got bigger fish to fry, bro. We're good off this. But yeah, at least LSU's going to a fucking bowl game. Van Buren, yo, I watched this guy and I'm just like, nah, Lane Kiffin's kicking him out, bro. Ain't no way he's staying, bro. We're taking your scholarship, my boy. But yeah. Oklahoma basically didn't want to win this game, bro. They like winning with defense, bro. But John Mateer, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and fucking 3 interceptions. Yeah, and they still don't got an answer for the run game, bro. Xavier Robinson, the guy that's supposed to be the number 1 running back, 6 carries for 9 yards. Yo, this shit is fucking laughable, bro. This is a team that's gonna be in the playoffs, bro. They're at number 8, bro. Hopefully we win, get the number 1 seed, and get to play this team, bro. I'm looking at my chops, bro, and I'm not even on the team, bro. Holy shit, I'm ready to go to work, bro. But yeah, this game was fucking ass, bro. If you watch this shit, I feel bad for you. It's good defense, man, but yo, the quarterback play was fucking insane, bro. At least John Mateer had good yardage and 2 touchdowns to show for it, bro. Missouri at Arkansas. Yeah, Taylor Green limited, bro. I don't know what the fuck Arkansas doing, bro. I seen KJ Jackson coming at the start of the game. I'm like, okay, that sucks. Taylor Green doesn't play his last home game and shit. And then Taylor Green was like, Yo, he popped in the second quarter. I'm like, why is there a surprise appearance of Taylor Green? He got in and out that bitch, bro. He would one drive and then back out, bro. And then KJ Jackson back in. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, bro? But yeah, Taylor Green's a true senior. He's gonna be out of here. Not true senior, but you know what I mean. He's a senior. Mike Washington is gonna be a senior. He's gonna be a draft prospect. So shout out him. Yo, Bo Pabula, bro. This shit is sad, bro. 4 for 7, 25 yards. Yo, what the fuck is going on here, bro? Yo, Bo Pabula, you know you can throw the ball, right? They said no. I'd rather carry it for 16 times and run for 78 yards. And then Jamal Roberts, our backup fucking running back, our number 2, can rush for 100 yards. And then Ahmad Hardy. We got that guy as well, bro. One of the best in the country. 157 yards, bro. This team is so one-dimensional, bro. You lucky you faced Arkansas this week, bro. Yo, they had fucking a combined 56 carries between 3 players, bro. Their quarterback, their running back, and then their second running back, bro. What the fuck am I looking at, bro? I'm seeing fucking 3 pass catches, bro. One of them the running back, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on, bro. But this man Pabula was injured, bro. Almost broke his fucking leg in a Vanderbilt game, bro. Came back and now is running fucking 16 times in the season finale, bro. Figure it out, bro. I don't know what the fuck going on over at Arkansas, bro. But they got head coaching changes, man. Hopefully it's better than this year, man. For next year, 2-10, 0-8 in SEC play. And yeah, shout out Missouri for ending off the season on a positive note. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. VJ, you have a better argument for Missouri, man. I don't know what the fuck Missouri doing, bro. They're in the middle of like the 8-4, like they'll win 9 games, but they can never get they can never get the big ones, but also can't get the big wins, bro. They beat everybody this year that they're supposed to be. They lost to Alabama, lost to Vanderbilt, lost to Texas A&M, lost to Oklahoma. All the ranked teams they faced, they lost to. It's very similar to Tennessee. It's just fucking the Joey Aguilar shit, bro. But like, look at this 10-2 team, bro. Like, or a 9-3 team, bro. Lost to A&M last year. Alabama, South Carolina. They can never win the big ones, bro. They beat the teams they're supposed to beat, but they can't win the big ones, bro. Oh, you beat Kansas State. Oh, I mean, you lost to LSU. You lost to Georgia. I mean, you beat Tennessee at least. At least you beat that team. But yeah, Missouri is one of them teams that's in limbo and never could take the leap. Wisconsin. Yeah, defense only gonna get you so far, bro, when you don't got no fucking offense, bro. I'm seeing Carter Smith out there, the true freshman, and then fucking Hunter Simmons is on my screen, and I'm like, ugh. My eyes do not like this, and do not like this side at all. He threw 2 interceptions when he came in the game, bro. I'm pretty sure Carter Smith got injured, of course, bro. That's just what quarterbacks do at Wisconsin. But yeah, the defense will only get him so far. Drake Lindsey had a great game, in my opinion. 18 for 24 on efficiency, 90 yards, but Darius Taylor was able to get 100 yards. I don't know where Egypt Boy is going, bro. I don't know how he's number 2 on this team or number 2 in this game, bro. But 25 yards for him. And yeah. 17-7 win, nothing too impressive, except Minnesota has a true freshman starting at quarterback, and he's able to get them to a bowl game. Or he might not be a true freshman. He might have redshirted last year, but anyways, freshman starting, at least. Penn State at Rutgers. Who wants to go to a bowl game? Penn State does, bro. They put up 40 points to go to this bowl game, bro. This is the bowl. I don't know what the fuck to call it. Yeah, fighting for a bowl game. Rutgers end the season off here, but Calais Manis is not gonna be back here. Had a great season. Had unrated offense, in my opinion. Shout out Antoine Raymond for putting goal for 189, bro. KJ Duff, he likes their stat pad. Just likes catching the ball, so just throw it his way. Calais Manis knows how to do that. 127 yards for KJ Duff. Ian Strong, less of a factor, 37 yards for him. And yeah, we talk about this Penn State team and players getting poached. Who's not going to get poached? Katron Allen, Nick Singleton went for 300 yards combined, and they can't get poached because they're seniors, obviously. 3 touchdowns for them, and Grunkemeyer, 17 for 21, 200 yards, and 1 touchdown. Be interesting where to see he goes. Does he stay at Penn State? Does he go to Virginia Tech? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. But yeah, shout out the receiving corps for not doing shit. I mean, they had 200 yards today, I guess. But yeah, Pena, 36 yards. Rapalia, the fucking tight end, did his thing, man. Is he a transfer? Nope, he's a freshman. Damn near. I guess he's not a freshman. It says sophomore, so he must have redshirted or something. But yeah. This is just a fucking a duct tape over a big problem going at Penn State with the receiving core. But yeah, at least they got 3 sacks at least. So shout out, yeah, Calais Manis, Penn State continues to live on. At least they go to a bowl game, bro. Shout out Terry Smith. They're saying Terry Smith wins the bowl game. They're putting him in as a permanent head coach. At least that's what the fans say. Duke, we're going to talk about them this week because they got an ACC championship to go to. But they beat a good 8-3 Wake Forest team, now 8-4. Shout out Robbie Ashford for getting coached well. I'm not even going to put on Robbie Ashford. He's not a good player. 342 yards, 2 touchdowns for him. Damon Claiborne, not the best this season, but had 56 yards in this game. And yeah, Wake Forest kept it close, I guess. But Darren Minson knows how to stat pad, 268, 2 touchdowns. And Nate Shepard, the true freshman running back, was able to get 2 touchdowns touchdowns as well. Anderson Castle, the running back number 2, was able to account for 2 touchdowns as well. Darian Mensah also had a rushing touchdown. So yeah, they know how to put up points, bro. And that's what's scary about the ACC championship. Duke knows how to score points. They just don't know how to play defense half the time. TCU wins against Cincinnati. Cincinnati, here, Brandon Stores, he might just enter the portal, bro. He might just get the fuck out of it in Cincinnati, bro. This shit fell through, and it started with that fucking BYU loss, I'm pretty sure, or even the week before the BYU loss. Yeah, lost 4 straight, bro. Sad ending to their season, bro. And yeah, got beat by Josh Hoover, bro. 300 yards, 4 touchdowns for him. And yeah, not much more to talk about except the McAllister connection got together late, and he counted for 100 yards and a touchdown. But yeah, you look at this stat line for Cincinnati, not much is being helped. Sorsby counts for fucking damn near 350 yards, and does it all, bro. 3 touchdowns. He literally does everything out there, man. Brandon Sorsby, if he goes to fucking Texas Tech, I won't be surprised. James Madison beat the shit out of Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina fired their head coach after that. Barnett's a good dual threat quarterback. That's why they got him. 3 touchdowns, 1 touchdown on the run for Barnett. And Joby Mallory, I don't know how to say his name, 150 yards for rushing for him. So shout out James Madison for winning their game, and now they're going to be on the Sun Belt championship against Troy, 8-4 Troy. So as long as they win, it's going to be a very interesting American versus Sun Belt debate. But JMU's kind of on the outside looking in and hoping that Duke wins an ACC championship for them to get a shot at the playoffs. Well, they would probably get in the playoffs if Duke wins, for sure. Florida State at Florida. Florida. And yeah, this isn't even the 2 best Florida teams, unfortunately, bro. Give me a USF and Miami rematch from this season. Florida smells like dog shit, but they put up 40 on Florida State's head. This too really smells like dog shit. Tommy Castellanos, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's a fucking 7-year senior, had 77 yards with 19 fucking carries as a quarterback rushing. It's fucking insane. He was doing whatever he wanted out there. But yeah, Deuce Robinson, LaWayne McCoy out there fucking catching 100 yards. But yeah, Tommy Castellanos had a couple interception and a fumble. Yeah, DJ Lagway, he didn't have to do shit, bro. He just had to hand that ball off to Jaden Ball. Jaden Ball is someone they need to retain with John Summerall with 266 yards. I'm pretty sure he broke the Florida rushing record in a single game with that stat line and 2 touchdowns to account for it. Shout out Sturdivant. He had a couple great catches. And yeah, 4 sacks for Florida, able to get after and put up 40 points on their rival. And a lot of people are saying this is like the Ohio State-Michigan rivalry, bruh. Florida State's like, I don't give a fuck if we win 5 games and we're fucking dog shit. Please, just beat Florida. They didn't beat Florida. And Florida was like, this is a great season. We got 4 wins, but we beat Florida State. That's all that matters, I guess. That's how it works. Oregon State at Washington State. This is the Pac-2, Pac-12 matchup, and I ain't watching either of these games, bro. Pac-12 don't even got a fucking channel I can watch that shit on, bro. I'm not going to Washington State Athletics to watch your fucking highlights. I'm good off that. They split the series, bro. Washington State 6-6. They're going to a bowl game. Oregon State, one of the ones was against Washington State, so they got they get back, bro. So shout out these two for having a fucking series damn near, bro. A 1-1 matchup, bro. This shit is fucking funny, bro. They face each other twice in 1 year, bro. That shit is so fucking funny. Shout out Voorhees, man. 42 yards accounted for. I couldn't say shit about this game. I'm just looking at these stat lines for the first time, damn near, bro. 6 sacks, damn. They got 6 sacks. They was getting after it. Yeah, shout out Oregon State for being ass. Virginia Tech at Virginia. Virginia just need to win in their end type thing for the ACC championship, and they won finally, 27-7. I'm not saying finally because they lose a lot, but because a team in the ACC actually won their game that they were supposed to. Kyron Jones, 4 for 16, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. But he had 35 yards accounted for, bro. This Virginia Tech team is fucking garbage, bro. James Franklin on the sideline shaking his head and rubbing his bald head for the answers, because I don't know if he has them. But Chandler Morris accounted for 182 yards. Shout out him. Jamari Taylor in the backfield leading the way in the rushing game. Hopefully they can make a playoff and see what they could do in the playoffs. I don't have much hope for them, but they look better in this game, bro. They look more polished in my opinion. Michigan State host this game for Maryland, and Maryland has lost now officially 8 in a row. Malik Washington threw for 459 yards on 61 attempts with 3 touchdowns. I don't know what more you want from him, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He got two trash wide receivers with 8 and 10 catches with 100 yards for both of them, bro. 3 touchdowns accountable for the 2, like, bro. And they still lost. He lost. Shout out Milivojevic, bro. 4 touchdowns for the true freshman, showing out. And yeah, Nick Marsh, he's going to transfer after this season, but had 85 yards in this game. UCLA goes on the road to USC. very close in stadium proximity and shit like that. But UCLA loses to USC. I ain't gonna lie, they made it kind of close, bro. USC had to pull it out late. It was Makai Lemon and Jacoby Lane. They were out for the first quarter. I don't know what that's all about. It's not injuries. I think it was disciplinary reasons. I don't know what the fuck Jacoby Lane and Makai Lemon doing. But yeah, I couldn't find anything on them of why they was benched for the first quarter. But that's why this game was so close, in my opinion. Jay Mayava, 257, 2 touchdowns. Keem Miller, 2 touchdowns with 124 yards. And yeah, Jacoby Lane came in, 52 yards. Makai Lemon really was a factor. Only 1 catch on the day. Was trying to find him and get him the ball, but they couldn't. Nico, you know how he goes, bro. 200 yards, 1 touchdown, basically do everything. But shout out Quasi Gilmore. He was a real big factor in this game. Had a lot of crucial catches, 10 catches with 73 yards, 1 for a touchdown. So yeah, shout out USC for finishing off the season strong and not choking out one. So UCLA had 4 sacks for USC. So shout out them for getting after it. The Charlotte 49ers, we don't give a fuck about them. They're ass. But going to the other side, we got Tulane, the Green Wave. Potential, I mean, they're leading the G5 in rankings. They just got to beat North Texas this weekend, and they're in as that 12th seed. And yeah, shout out Tulane, 24th, 127-0. Not much to say here except just keeping tabs on Tulane to see what these G5s are made of. Northwestern lose to Illinois. Illinois only beats them by 7. I don't know if that says more about Northwestern or Illinois, but Illinois was ranked team at this point. At multiple points in the season. 8-4 on the season now. Shout out Luke Allmeyer for 136 yards. Yeah, not much to say here, bro, except shout out Preston Stone for making this Northwestern team somewhat competitive in most of their losses. But this game, he had 3 interceptions. Not the best, but they only lost by a touchdown, if that helps. NC State at North Carolina. Everybody making fun of Bill Belichick continuing to lose games, man, and fucking having a 19-year-old girlfriend and shit. But yeah, on the football field, bro, North Carolina has made strides to be better. But yeah, NC State and CJ Bailey was unstoppable today, bro. This man CJ Bailey was out there running for 65 yards, throwing for 200 yards with 2 touchdowns, bro. But Will Wilson, this guy's not a running back. He is a true freshman quarterback. So this is going to be the guy that's probably going to replace C.J. Bailey in the coming years as C.J. Bailey transfers, hopefully. But yeah, Wilson literally gets in the game and just runs the ball, bro. Like, he's so funny, but 12 catches, 54 yards as a fucking quarterback, bro. It's so interesting to me. And yeah, they was able to win off that, bro. 4 touchdowns, man. That shit is fucking insane. 4 sacks for NC State as well. Shout out them for getting after it. But yeah, this really wasn't a competitive game, in my opinion. NC State had their number the whole time. SMU just need to win and you're in the ACC championship. They fucking choked, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. California low-key choked as well, bro. Cal was up, I think it was like 17 entering the 4th quarter or something like that, bro. Or something close to that. They was up by 17. That's all I know, bro. And they fucking choked that game, bro. They choked it, made it competitive at the end. And yeah, Cal was able to squeeze this one out. Shout out JKS, bro. They're gonna have to re-up on him, bro. They're gonna have to maximize that contract, bro. 330 yards, 4 touchdowns for this guy. Shout out Raph for being a real factor on this team. 100 yards, 1 touchdown. And yeah, Jacob De Jesus, 12 receptions, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. Again, another big factor on that team. And yeah, Kevin Jennings, 250 yards for him passing, 2 touchdowns for him. Had TJ Harden being a non-factor because Chris Johnson Jr., CJ2K, does he have a son? I don't think that's him. But 128 yards for him, a touchdown. And yeah, shout out SMU for choking. All you have to do is win, bro. Just don't overcomplicate it. The Cal team just fired their head coach last week. They lost to Stanford, and you fucking choked. Unfortunate, bro. And speaking of the team that beat Cal, we got Notre Dame beating the shit out of Stanford. So, yeah, there's levels to this shit. And Notre Dame's obviously on another level than Cal. Number 9 in the country, Notre Dame goes and beats the shit out of Stanford. Shout out them. Stanford got 4 wins on the season. CJ Carr, throwing for 2 touchdowns and 200 yards. But yeah, Jeremiah Love, very limited. I think he got a rib injury and he had to come out the game for a second. 14 carries, 66 yards, 1 touchdown, nothing crazy. But Nice Williams, 2 touchdowns, 83 yards as him. And I'm pretty sure he's like a true freshman or maybe a sophomore running back. Came in the game and just was very impactful. So shout out him for doing that. Yeah, look at all these fucking pass catches for Notre Dame. They got a deep receiving core, but it was a blowout as well. So yeah, shout out Notre Dame, finish off their season strong with 10 straight wins. So there's that. And that'll be the end of the 2-minute drill. Thank you.
Good job, Cameron. Alrighty, with that being said, any final thoughts, VJ? Cameron?
No.
Low key, I just wanna shout out the crew, man. I mean, we basically I'm done with regular season. Shout out the crew, man.
Yeah.
Toughed it through, man. We started
the season's not over yet.
Not over.
That's why regular season. That's why I said regular season.
Regular season.
I still got a couple awards I need to win. Got a couple touchdown passes I need y'all to catch. I need you to be my lead block.
Lead blocker? Nah, I'm not a lead blocker, bro. I got you with a play call. I got you with a play call, bro.
Hell no.
Let me play caller. Anyways, I guess with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up. Thursday, 8 p.m. We're gonna be looking into the conference championship, right?
Conference championship.
Yeah, conference championship, and what else we'll be looking to? The rankings. Rankings
for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All
Rankings
right.
gonna be first, and then conference championships.
Alrighty. So yeah, if you guys are interested, go down, link in the description. There should be should be my link. It should be my name. It's a link tree. It'll take you to a different page. It'll give you all my social medias. Just find the one that says Twitch. You don't have an account, consider making an account because, like I said, we are live Thursday, almost every Thursday. I mean, now Thursday because we just had Thanksgiving. Everybody should be with their family and stuff. So we ain't with the live that Thursday. But anyway, y'all get it. If there's a holiday on Thursday, we're probably not gonna stream. But yeah, every Thursday, 8 p.m. EST. So if you guys are interested, consider clicking, going over there and hitting that follow button.
Hit the subscribe button as well, bro.
Yeah.
Take your mom's little credit card, write the numbers down, send them to me, and I'll figure it out, man.
Yeah,
Just put them in the comment section.
we all know you spending money on Fortnite for V-Bucks and Robux and Roblox and all type of shit. Man, what is some ad free gonna do, bro? Just ad free, bro.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
What's like 100 gifted subs gonna do, bro? Like,
Yeah, bro. Come on, what we doing?
You gotta spend it.
Yeah, come on, man. Just support somebody else. But yeah, anyways, enough of that yapping. Thank you, VJ. Thank you, Cameron, as always. Give us your analytic thoughts as always. But like I said, we're gonna wrap it up here for the One Fit In podcast. Yeah, if you guys are interested in the Buckeye Fan Film Room, we'll discuss us being the team up north. That was yesterday. It's all just go watch it. It's on the channel. So we're gonna wrap it up here. If you guys new to the channel, consider clicking that subscribe button as it help out the channel a lot. But since you're already down there, also consider clicking that like button as well, as it also help out a lot. But other than that, we appreciate all the love and support. We catch you guys when we catch you next. Peace.